honso confusion no na esewani ensa wo kachre ewo greater Accra region. Let's hear your thought. 0548 443 523. Your WhatsApp number and 0548 443 523. And no any number obit me the WhatsApp messages no afaso abraying. We say Obi, good afternoon. Don't worry, God is on our side. We can do without Donald Trump. Pa Willie or University of Ghana, Legon. We say Obi, good afternoon. I don't go a day without listening to Ekosiisen. God bless you so much for always serving us wholeheartedly. Obi, we are brutal. I am DJ Hot, listening to you live from Bermuda Lounge. That's Bermuda Lounge Bar inside Adabraka. DJ Hot, Charlie, we are too much. We say Obi, good afternoon. I'm Alex, watching you from Rainbow Radio. Rainbow Radio. Alex, thank you. Thank you so much. This one says, what's the name? Krobiki. Is it Krobiti? People, some are paying bills, but some also need light bills. Okay. I don't know if I got the import of your message well. But also, Obi, let the Ghanaian people know that it is not everything that should be political. Let's come together and build Ghana. Yahweh J. or Jamasi Buenim Atonoso. Hi, Obi. I am Emperor Basco of Emperor Clothing in Tepa, enjoying the show live from Tepa with Yahweh Yabua Lion. Okay, Emperor Yedase. Obi, I am Benze Nawa, listening to you live from Ukrapeman School in Ekropon, Ekrapim. Thank you. Musa Abatwa says, Obi, Oral deserves commendation for their dedication to God and country. Thanks to His Excellency John Mahama for setting up the committee and to its chairman and members for their hard work. Those who looted state property must be held accountable and prosecuted. The resetting agenda is on course. That's Musa Abatwa, somewhere in Kumasi. Nidia or the Abreye, and no, Yadasi Papa, Yami Insha. Ma Yenshana Yen Twasu 12 minutes after 3, Asempa FM Suni, Felix Kwachi Ofosu, a honorable member of parliament for Abra, Asebu Kwaman Kese, or the Minister of States in charge of government communications, Mianeno and Kasa Honorable Akwabe Ekosiisen Suni.
Yeah,
na apomu ye de
nyame adom ne ho ye na wo so
nyame adom me pacho my quick confirmation. President are nominate and also appoint you before the district assembly common fund and
yes I know
because there are conflicting way earlier yet Dr. Hannah Louisa Bisiudin and then so yet new name who did the president appoint me pacho.
Hello.
Yeah, Felix, but I'll tell you. What's the main honorable? Hello? Hello? Wow. Too bad. It will work the lines and get him back. Nafe, Yatwaso, Eddie, and Como. Ekosiisen, Higher Sempa FM. We'll be listening to you live. Good afternoon to you and to your listeners. I'm Abdul Ganiyu, Assistant Secretary of the NPP in Adentan constituency. Good afternoon, Obi. Please, who are those who qualify to vote? Are the Council of State Election? And Yedikai Aka. Okay. Yes. Honorable Pacho, Afe, what's your name? Good. Nami Busa say, a dimbe no man paying the 2 for District Assembly's Common Fund.
Michael Henry Yamson.
Okay. It is Michael Henry Yamson.
Yes.
Earlier report of Dr. Louisa Hannah Bisiu no enye no correct.
Yeah.
Okay, that's fine. Enra ena oral committee ne submit one report. Enra so mampanyin kasa say or the BBR share Attorney General ensa specific instructions ben or the man AG me pacho.
Oh, specific instructions no and then say on say source material. And now say and some kanya nipa dia bedan oral committee no. Obefam na kwa so ayehwehwemu na nipa obehu se omedi dream bi ana pro ne ketasehwe any can be across warmer femono. Yachiamasu. Into those were the specific instructions.
But in your understanding, no, the committee said based on 36 cases, be omudi no. So your recoveries are in excess of 20 billion US dollars. What was your understanding of Sir Wena?
It simply means a year and somewhere Lipa at the down. They received about 2,400 complaints. How much nice some year 230 and no year they will send a review. Almost sure mu edo mu sukwa so dia inaso bi wo ho a ntinipa e de ade ne be dan wo no e kasa nti almost sure mu no sika almost se nipa bi adan ne kwanta no eno ne bo e no mo boye as in 20 points and 21 billion na wo kan ho asem.
Oh, okay. And if we are going after Saskana, now you make recoveries, and that's how much we expect to come.
Exactly. That is the amount involved in the various scandals.
Okay. Said the Odiama agent they would allow AG to do it. But no, because of the expectations of the Ghanaian people, no, oral became a topical issue. Are there some timelines from Ampenyisha said by this time the AG we should begin to see prosecutions?
Oh, I say agent is in the agent na onto one among. And to begin to say, ma agent na bre na oye na tuma. Say una oye lawyer ni. Moka say there's no statute of limitation.
Yes.
And I'm work.
Yes.
And found them tintia we di bonde no. Say beto ga say adansi bi o wa e wasi agina so edo ko gina so ndi bia. E ya dia sa na montu ni betu. Me hwe ni mu say e be che bi enche bia no. Ya beti agent ka. Ono so e she boss obetu asem no na mo eliminate ya.
Okay. Inti I know sir this whole when part of the bigger fight against corruption on Mampenyi a promise Ghana for. Already there are people criticizing him say the Attorney General are filing Nolly Prosecute I withdraw some cases from court and that goes to hamper this whole fight against corruption and sending the right signals any other ebikura kase oye chief clearing agent any way. How do you respond to such concerns no?
Obi ebiom una ya lawyer so me say Nolly Prosecute a part of legal process.
Absolutely.
So would the asem na kodi be bi na wo say nyina so mbia ni sika en kokot da wucha asem no so. In fact Godfrey Damian Kata in one of the cases say to force the ambulance case no second accused person Dr. Sylvester Animane Godfrey Damian issue Nolly Prosecute one so because no is saying na so bi eni wa because so adivina court if me who say MPP for on Attorney General this adwuma no afa twa no ho e ka say Nolly Prosecute ya de fofo bi that me no yeah NDC for me ejidi pa sasa ensam dodo na agent do court no na mi nyina so na mom no eye amanyosemu mfasope enti no dina so yes ade
Asempa F
so me ma won fato ho a obi ye de na ye tena o ma we mo na agitu mu say Attorney General etume de Dr. Ofuswan Pofa no ye chairman of NDC Ekokot because ono na FCA te Oro Ofuswan Pofa akoye meeting bi afa basabasa ya MPP for ye di tia NDC for ya to West Ogon mewa ye nim say ayo to West Ogon no MPP to trafo bi me from state sponsored terrorists and MPP for show mo mask e de omo call ayo to West Ogon ekoti tutuo ebo NDC fo a ebinum epra ebeto me ne omo enya yaresa tani pay omo wo ho ya forma nkokot a short committee and a commission as inquiry etina se a omo ye adwuma no omo bo emrantie bidin se omo ye ne ya etia mra nti on form fa court en form fa mra kwan so en form fa court en court Attorney General an form an court na mom NDC chairman Attorney General no say wakoye meeting to respond to attacks about NDC for no there ye de na kujina court. It did not make sense then, it does not make sense now. It is a unya serious Attorney General na oba demu na otinat no hwe no say sa asem nya so ni so a na o ka say we issue Nolly Prosecute. Many ni say bon ye bia wo. Na no kura no say me de to nkyɛn a ɛla attorney general no ngasa to n'anum tuo na wɔtwe yɛn mu ana ɛna kakra da yɛn mu ɔno abɛ friends and twelfo nhyia mu na ɔde nyina so a ɛwɔ ho nti a otu saa na mo no Ghana phone nyina anim ɔse ɔyɛ reviews of the various cases ɔnwie into na mountain and can now he will engage the people of Ghana through the media to explain why he has done so. It is a midi among some amamuechi Ghana. I have never heard an attorney general offer an explanation for issue and only prosecutor.
Yeah.
So it will be the first time in the interest of transparency and accountability any obua abino ewo edema Ghana funti attorney general be a to sana momo. But the vast majority, in fact almost all the cases are attorney general no are discontinued no were cases born out of a deliberate effort to stifle the opposition. That is why these things have been done.
But if you take the case of the one involving the former Deputy Bank of Ghana governor, you would realize not only some other Ghanaians na stand the trial. Same charges against some of them, but onon kwane diena na AG file nolly prosecute about.
Has reasons for taking that step. And so like I said, he will engage the people of Ghana and account to them why he has taken the step. I think it's a positive development. For the first time, AG is not hiding under discretion. So why or free or bet him I'm a Ghana food in Aswati. But as for the fact that we believe sincerely that those cases were politically motivated, it cannot be wiped away. I idea that whole as a boy, it is indelible.
Would that also then mean, because Senamu believe is politically motivated, no, the AG went into office with that mindset and probably did not do a thorough review of these cases before taking the decision? Because in 1 month in office, no, how well did he do the reviews?
And now, okay, oral report presentation.
Yes.
So he has carried out a comprehensive review of all the cases. So the who here are sick, and now what the IS no. In any event, these cases, some of them have dragged on for 6, 7, 8 years. I say, now so people was what, and come again say, oh maybe. If in the case of Atufo Simple, the appeals court looked throughout the case. And of course, elections Benti or Sanko Fale case at the Supreme Court. That case was never hit since Oko Fale. If the attorney general believes that baby has some nakosono and one on a year with trust, I don't think that there's an issue. Especially in some instances, the case has already been determined at the appeals court level.
And Ramene, former defense minister Dean Komo, and he makes the point, because of this action of the AG, the AG now will lack moral authority to go after political opponents. How do you react to that?
First of all, Dominic Mitchell, moral authority, and he doesn't confer moral authority on anybody. Number two, the fact that no prosecutor has been issued in one case does not mean that with the Bonia I hear they won't charge.
Dampare FM.
Fair Godfrey or issue no prosecutor for Dr. Sylvester Manano. He kept on prosecuting others.
Yes.
It is the case of Niti will say because Godfrey issue no prosecutor Bakunitino. He didn't have the moral authority to prosecute others and now his position is untenable. Many say a person I was here too. The fact is that the AG has conducted a review of the cases. And now Onususu say I was set with Trasho. He has even got ahead to say, as I've indicated earlier, say Obechim Amagana Fuel who send it here. Into we no entry me baby MP before adansi die beto ja say omedi bonia e se de omoko court send omo so de afofo court no ebetumi agane ko hinta.
Would you compare this to what happened under Nana Duema Nana Dunya the tag as clearing agent? Are they the same or is this even worse?
MPP clearing agent tag e better Nana do so no. Do they say it's rankled? E how mu yie pa. So they are desperate. Say ombeke the afa president mama. But Ghana for e wo mamu nyina anim. Say Nana Akufo ado de na ompe tie pose ni nipa yebone. There is not a single NTV person Akufo ado no court. He has no record like that. President Mama, our record.
Dampare
Abro be president, abro di kan no. Say odi NDC fu ko na court. Obi enya president mama na wa appoint you bi e wo national service a beto ja say drill ni pro ni kita say bi akoso no odom ko gina akota na enya president mama na yes ade
yeah
ade no man peda ko fa do tumi ye enya president mama e no di abuga pele ko court obi
yes
na ko fa do tumi yes ade ni bi it's that desperate effort to deflect clearing agent start better than na ko fa do so because he refused to sanction or punish any form of wrongdoing under the MPP law. And yet, even on the kind I was worse of one, as I'm sure. There is a commission of inquiry on Angasa, say, Omunian Shushimunfa, I was so worse of one, friends saying, Basbatayano. This commission pointed fingers at MPP operatives. Akufo-Addo refused to prosecute them. This is the past of mobile. And Sana, the bit requires he had declared Zilanapa innocent. He did that in respect of almost every case about him. And nothing I Ghana for 2 is no. It is a Attorney General be banner of a case bia. Case na kunko wa in a swap of the nimna or kasi ye fiwa. Many say about it. In fact, Nana Akufo-Addo. Abra na owo o mampeni for abemono. So getting to 2008 elections na ordinary Konedo ko gina court. In theory bia na meboa. Obi so kai.
Yeah, I remember.
First time said they issued an only prosecutor before they left office. And I'm why is it being made? In fact, the very government now, I didn't know Konedo court no, they issued only prosecutor on here after elections.
But don't you think that we're not raising eyebrows because of the sheer numbers? I mean,
no, but
I'm not seeing a see that say so many knowledge prosecutors.
It only means that so many political opponents were persecuted. That is all. Because many of the cases, they had no basis. As it was in case saying, it had absolutely no basis. Why? You had the prosecution witness or a beginner box. On the very first day, prosecution and almost start witness by Nipana signed it, said the very accusation now, Modibo Nipano, and yet you carried on with the trial. And it's like appeals court, a bogu, and who read the appeals court judgment. Now you see it. It's I didn't know what say your course will say Adaji any to consider the case simply because it's been taken to court. You see, a Attorney General no, or a public official or accountable to the people of Ghana.
Yes.
Only who can say or best say you see Kani Adaji say Odobia Koko say Wabra only in a swap. He doesn't have the right to do that. Discretionary demand no, it must be exercised responsibly. So the constitution can. If you don't exercise that right and discretionary properly. Now another Attorney General not the review. That's what I said. Make sure some as well. Meaning is at the Bonia. There was a Yakano send your MP for person Mokan.
Okay, Felix, my share 2 other stories near face. Number 1 here, President Mahama inaugurated 120-day social contract task force. No cresa me pacho. No
to you really be some my baby as a being to me.
Na me pacho omo be ye djuma be.
Also, when him said, what shall this manifesto no more? The very first few pages now. You did be a friend of 120-day social contract by. How my penny mama, I can't say. You're talking about and now, a detanya, a year, aha, and you do no 120 days no. And they gave you a while, obey. So our promises, no, they cut across various sectors. It be a finance and economy. It be a social sector, it be education, it be a health, and the care come. It do apply a chance here 821 on Monday. For instance, constitution review, no, it is in a 120-day promise. It is Yate Baston Kwa, Omoya Mujumasa no Kasi. On my penny mama, I promise say national economic dialogue. A 120-day promises, no. Yate Ekwa, Omoya Mujuma. Senyame Adomwa, Seribia Koya, and Pasa, Busumi Onko no. Now, you decide to make no successful. Assign as a boss obey national education dialogue. And also the core of her, Omoya with Masami no Kasi. Any never Bakumi or Kakam. But many of the promises fall within certain sectors. If the ASR sectors no ministers, and I'm Penino, Akon Mabum, and or Dr. Valerie Soya, or your presidential advisor on governmental affairs, Akwan say, monitor the implementation of those 120-day commitment to the people of Ghana. Into some about the top five. Juma won't be no.
Oh, okay. But you don't think, sir, because most of the people here are ministers of state, some of them cabinet ministers, cabinet meetings, that tracking of the promises can be done at the ministerial level. Do we need another task force?
That's what we said. There will be cabinet subcommittees.
Yes.
Cabinet commission. I'm to change money at the man. Nipa hold was a bit to me. I know for a couple of boom. Into a cabinet spending. Cabinet meets once in a while. In between the meetings, the work must go on. Yes. I don't think the existence of cabinet or the lack of it affects any other options you can explore to implement your policies.
Yeah, I asked that question because there have been concerns raised. It seems it's been one committee too many. Ministers for maybe president for maybe. You've heard that. When you have feedback, no.
Of course, you monitor a man for some kind. What share a minimum bonia? Nana Pufa MP Debu ya. Say Nipedi ni amanyo swomwa reshimwa. Pe ebi abose bi o ma se no omediswa omudika. But on ampeni ma amade. Wa bi ata se bose bi a wa se do bediso. Abra ye bon to an ye specific commitment. Say ye be A B C D. I don't see how me national education dialogue. Na me say Nipedi planning dialogue na eno to me be asema na ye. Obi send the papa phone to me and go now so planning dialogue. And I'm a
yes.
The program can create a way. Some will produce very new and I'm a bon chedom. And I'm a it's how much more a whole national event.
A Semper FM.
The President Cafe, Mayor National Economic Dialogue. You need people to plan the dialogue. So the idea that you know, Nipe Beba and somewhere back on the holding land. Somebody must plan it. And I'm a
yes.
It is a quote a creditor on one young way to man. Now I'm 2 weeks. Plan them there. Many little body be out. You see, criticism, no, it must be reasonable, it must be grounded. I don't see how you can criticize someone for fulfilling his manifesto promises. Maybe one in chat. Nipa na obo. Oh, this one was a money in the so. If I say, oh, this would do, I just don't get it. Obi.
Yeah, I get your point. The other thing will be statement Awawushiu some few minutes ago on US aid and the fact there was a finance minister share na oplaki sa loophole abano. The president seems very concerned, no?
And okwepa what's it afibiano see a budget. There were 3 sources. There were tax revenue. A year at 2 minimum like
yes.
There were non-tax revenue. Never say good musica, oil musica, any other sources of revenue. And the last one, your grants. And you fika, I'm an phobi, and then you may I am the better and say, young fan kind of budget to me. If in the budgetary cycle, no, like Sassicano, you're sure you must have the bench. I had to come near ye, in a bar near the aye. Now, what shall you say that? Omono, in Pempino, Omodisca share in you, Maya, a far nipa, aya, omo. Efachima anase omo ha opportunity nti wo ba adesuamu a ana apomodin ibi wo ba apomodin mu po a eye ema ene omawo ene nkwala ahwe eho asem ena afi so HIV AIDS eho yare eho nsem antiretroviral drugs testing equipment any public education na de eho na ya mpempini no omusika ekose ba obi oni me ya den say these are very critical interventions you two one among one at your house, baby. I mean, can you imagine, say, you need support to take off maternal care and our family planning and our child health and our malaria prevention. Ebe your house, baby. Now, no, say no, a year America man penny for Donald Trump. Why, say a year USA no crown or Meduma no crown or Besano or blockade international funding for some of these projects. It's what it means is that Ghana Hano, at least, Yebenya shortfall of $156 million and Kabetumi across our programs. $156 million, almost $72 million. And Anka share a year child health and maternal care, any HIV is not the other. Yedibito antiretroviral drugs, and it testing case na dia de it is a scanner mana ya nye bi fufro am pesika fufro anhemu a e de how bebre bebre ye and nti no mampani no ahye finance minister fe on hwe na ni bonimu ya no on pesika nti bebi fufro emfa nhyem tani e be ya the deficit abeba with the cutting of USAID funding no ye betu enya ho reswano na yetumi finance programs no nti no America so ama the secretary actually letter come finance minister to put it on record say only say adwuma.
Oh, okay. And we should expect, the Ghanaian people should expect say Neoma near the USA sika eye nyina no enya dia USA sika emba bioni nti e ba betwam.
Because these are priority expenditures. I was say yeah.
Okay, Felix, my yana say before you go though, yenya reports from Council of State Elections, no, basabasa esi wokumase in Kraiha any ade, not very good scenes for a democratic experiment, and government should be very worried. Meboa.
Obi, pure law and order issue. Ghana hano. In fact, what is studio way to be bad not the treasure was so. It is clearly unacceptable. A violation of Ghanaian law. If you know, I was here needing no. Into my yes, I need a total bombastic. Our Council of State Elections no allowable for action from the security agencies. If I buying F-Waso, say, and I'm on 2 years, you to be actually Panasonic. I was here.
We've heard say in security, especially police for no, are somehow disabled because of change of government, omunim directional airco. Yes, there is an IGP in place, but no answer sure of how our new mabesi ako. Can we bring some finality to who heads the Ghana Police Service going forward?
Obi.
Yes.
I said the IGP on yeah Obi Adotulebunabon. He's a vastly experienced security official. And then I'm from him, pay the UFUA, and no one says I want to mean with you. That's my thing. Tell me, pay the answer. Answer now, Obi Bibiano, not Obi Ewo. And I'm sure that he is fully aware, say a baby best one, or the either he goes on retirement and answer because he has I don't see how that should prevent him from doing his work. Me to me say you're too about the pet dia. The company say, was a partner every ni abano. I want to make for government immediately. They are not in charge.
Yes.
President-elect, no, it's not. He doesn't have any power to do anything. And our party, Eddie Kugo, no, so no. In Pempi, you know, they lose interest in governance. A company say they go through the motions. So time on the hand over. It creates a bit of a lacuna. But once a new government takes over, there's no excuse for anybody to say, oh, nim. Say the Pamono and also the Knahu in it is not an acceptable excuse at all, especially at the highest levels of the police service. Say never and say ordinary ranks you may say okay, they are junior officers, but the leadership of the Ghana Police Service cannot see. Say say IGP the quad out of that they can't do their work. It is not acceptable. Obi.
Felix, me and Nancy, Bibi, any a best by being Comobio. Why? Yeah, that's a pa. Felix Quachio for Sue, a honorable member of parliament for Abra Asebu Kwaman Kese in the central region, or a presidential spokesperson and a minister of state government communications, and a Motesi and AD and Como. This one says, Obi, it's incredible that Council of State elections are mad with thuggery. Reports indicate that in Kansa Bwedu, a non-NPP stalwart had won, much to the dismay of the NDC thugs who wanted to subvert the will of the people. Way a former deputy CEO, GIPC, and Odiwe Abba. Obi, good afternoon. I've said this and will continue to say that the fire we are fanning today would engulf us all in the near future. Why should we allow this? The security services are being rendered useless. They may not intervene the day we really want them to. Let me end with this quote from Ronald Reagan, the 40th president of the United States of America. Quote, "Freedom is never more than one generation away from extinction. We didn't pass it to our children in the bloodstream. It must be fought for, protected, and handed over and handed on for them to do the same. Unquote. Baji Ronald Kobe in La Paz, Okaikwe North. Obi, good afternoon. Ghanaians should not be overly concerned about the number of committees being formed. It's simply a matter of redistributing resources to party faithfuls. It's worth recalling that President Mahama had promised to work with a leaner team of 60 ministers. This move could be seen as a way to reward loyal party members rather than a genuine need. The new name of Oral is OCAL, Operation Clear All Looters. Sam Tuga, Alajo, and Odiweyaba. Hello, Obi. This is sad. Hitherto, you would barely hear of Council of State elections. Where are we going as a country with all these uncivilized actions? There should be decisive action against these actions. We are seen during elections, otherwise we would be doomed in subsequent elections, especially the fact that we even want to make the elections of DCs and MMCs partisan. This is so sad, Ghana. Godi Edie Eni Godi, thank you. Obi, good afternoon. Please, let all support the youthful Ashanti Regional Minister to succeed. He failed his first test as the regional minister at the RCC today. In his own house, he couldn't provide security for the Council of State elections. Nana Kofi Kusi Broja, writing from OK in Kumasi. And on the way up, Nana Kusi Broja, Yadase. Hello, Obi. Good afternoon to you and to your listeners. Why? Into James Abrokwa, who US of A. That's not an interesting message, but not necessary, you know. We say, Obi, don't worry yourself. Pity those ignorant voters dying for politicians always. Obi, I am Stephen Joseph Tete, Lower West Achim Constituency Financial Secretary for the NPP. I'm listening to you live from Achim Afranse in Asaman Kese. Obi, Ghanaians deserve better from His Excellency John Mahama. He promised to maintain the teacher and nursing training allowances. He promised to make university first year free, reduce fuel, stabilize the city, abolish e-levy and betting tax. Also, what's the U-turn? So far, there is no U-turn. Budget statement has not been read until that is done. But the Minister of Finance has promised all those taxes would go. And they don't let us jump into some premature conclusions. In the senior Joseph Tete Medase. Good afternoon, Obi. If we have credible institutions that can investigate corrupt-related cases, why this oral? Citizen Abacha Ewo Takrade. Hi, Obi. Good afternoon. Please wish my Sofomami Annabella Andokesen, Church of Pentecost, Dagenham District in the UK, a happy birthday for me, please. Hey, where the Miami Niayere into Pastor Oliver Andokesen, and Pastor Oliver Andokesen was my buddy back in Aberdeen. We were in the same room together. And the Pastor Oliver Andokesen, district pastor, Dagenham District in the UK for the Church of Pentecost. Neyere Annabella Andokesen, Enewa Woda. So for mommy, happy birthday to you. Live to be 94.7 and beyond, and have a fantastic birthday. Catch Pastor Oliver say me say and then Oma special treat, right? And what the bail is on me. In the Oma special treat now on for bail Nimra. Me amitia. So for mommy Annabella, happy birthday. This one says, Obi, this is Yao Minta doing the listening from New Botiano. Oral is a waste of time. What is the office of the special prosecutor doing? Felix should tell us the amount of money involved in the cases of Atoforsen and Collins Dauda. Okay. Good afternoon, Obi. How can just a mere Council of State election turn into chaos? Interesting times ahead. I am William Owusu-Ansah from Spintex. Obi, this is Richie Lai. Please pray for us in Virginia State for the weather emergency of snow coming up today and tomorrow. Oh, Monkafra. As ochina no snow ne brutal. Monkafra, Virginia for I mean come on, bibia be fine. Obi, this one too is the NDC going to blame the Electoral Commission for incompetence, a country of lawlessness. Nana Amwating and Udiwe Aba. Obi, good afternoon. According to my analytics and comments from the ruling government, it appears that the so-called oral is merely witch hunting of previous officials. The question is, are they implying that they are faultless? Ghanaians are seeking clarity. Do you see what went on at the Council of State elections? The future is pregnant. Good afternoon to Protozoa. Same Boache or Asaman Kese. Hi, Obi, good afternoon. I don't understand why the IGP Dampare cannot provide enough police officers to allow EC to declare Her Excellency Equia Usu as winner in Ablekuma North to continue the good work she's been doing for the constituency. Bans, Great Cell Chairman, Odoko Electoral Area. Good afternoon, Obi. So there is no discipline in Ghana because the laws of state are not working after elections. Ghana Pani, Ken Mufasa, Efiekuma Jamboree, and Udiwe Abrayen. Yeah, that's a Ken Mufasa. Obi, good day. If what we are seeing totally real today really happened in Parliament House, no one should condemn ordinary Ghanaians doing this. The parliamentarians paved the way. Amos from Luluto. Amos na Parliament House assembly na esi. The Council of State in talk. And when Parliament are the video in your Parliament House, a Council of State elections. Inti sign question bio. Why? Na yenhwe. Ekosiisen so the higher sempa 94.7 FM 0548 443 523 our WhatsApp number. Mo messages ne bebre na aba meba betwa so akan ni nyina amamo. For example, this one says, Obi, I think you should one of these days get your production team to host Mehiasem with you on the other side. I think it will be interesting. So we see the talented guys behind your massive program. I am Eric Frimpong from Reading in UK. Okay, the production team Nemra Emmet Nase. Now Monso me share o Mehiasem. Nyame yad mo chna ye be saade na mamo. Inti Dominic ne Bengazi ne Chum. Any team baba babet so be ad ne Hiasem. Dominic be otena na kwan poto enjoy or na kwan honsem ebeba. Chum so the ne de ebeba. At least you get to hear the faces and the voices behind this incredible program. They do a massive job. I mean, they be Amekase Ekosiisen is what it is because of the effort these guys put into the show. It's unbelievable. I'm sure my work ethic, any BBR, super stuff. Where say Obi, I am still reminding you to practice the law. I beg you. One day you will be my lawyer. I wish you well. Kwame Labi, Ewa Dansoman Beach, Shiabu, Ana Shaibu, Ena Onudiwe Aba. Lawyer Nana Ejay Bafo Ewa, Eye Menshia South, Member of Parliament. Na osan so a private legal practitioner. My no any enkomo on oral. Honorable Akwa be te saying.
Medusu ebu pacho that is said.
Adom bibia boko de.
Christo kusuhu ya bobo.
Yedanyame ase. Minim say the Ashanti Regional Caucus in Parliament, no. I don't know, say a caucus I MP NDC for ne ka ho a. My issue statement on Council of State in sense sema akoso. Is that the case?
A pacho mention with for the show the issue statement and you Kumasi block.
Oh, the Kumasi
block.
Okay.
That's right.
Okay.
Also, you were the Greater Ashanti Caucus.
Yes.
And you know, you Kuba time. But we the Kumasi block. Now you said the Ekoswano. And yet, especially, now you have Banu Kumasi, na basa AC, you know, and my issues are statement.
In the Kumasi block caucus, no? I mean, say within Kumasi block there, the only NDC MP should be Muntaka Mubarak, right?
The patrol, whatever on Kahombi.
On Kahon. Okay. Okay. The way MPs within the Kumasi block.
Patrol.
Very well. Now, so far, then I'm pick it up. The C or Council of State Elections.
Oh, they are say about one Ekoswa, Nipe be omuye NDC for who say. Yeah, nana cancer board aiding Kunimno. No, the basa buy. Say, Omufu say, nana cancer board MPP into money in Kunim. But, and yet, oh, Osha, as a near mess, a shadow do Kuma. She Professor Mills Bresso. Yeah, papa appear menka. Patrol, ordinary Juma. And so, your cancer appear menka. Any MPP, Sebi, Omoyenta for. MPP ni yenana apia menka no mo yenta for asu fu ye fu ba ko so enti asese ye take position bia as we are becoming a very divided country which is not nice na fi ye de basa ye ni ema so ye nyina ye nipa ba ko enti sreni ye ni be bisa no eni kwansi so ye nyina yakoma mrafom na yimpu na monse anuanom na nyi djuma ema omayi punpu omayi ya eyi ma yinyina sane ya pache.
In the statement, what specifically are you calling for? Mose eden nsi
e fo say edikan nipa ye say to trust them no e braso say sebe mrano mudie na fi djumedia SSD no eno so koso eno na maboto tofa.
Very well. My share what would happen. By Enra oral committee in the report come President a forward Attorney General, and in the presentation, the committee chair said so much 36 major cases are no mudi after reviewing over 250 cases better when the nimno 36 major cases then say yeah recovery sir. We are looking at about $21 billion. Massive sika, according to them, aqua down the drain through corruption, any looting in the previous government. That should be something who as a lawyer, who as a politician, you should be happy about, no?
Millions. Now say you no credit papa. Say no credit. Not to say IMF fire call ye. Not to say be free IMF. Say no credit. Not to be taxes are a Google and Yamaso ama awochere abekrume. Not to say taxes no ebe kofom. Anameboa. Say no cra. Not to say free SHS yijaye. Nyame adom sika ebekum ama yemianom ye manom ne nananom. Sabi afi omubi omani beji wo schools mu ana ameboa say no credit na say enuma beba Ghana pi say aban betumi di sika abie enuma enti say no kra say na say ehie nyina ye nije enti ye da Kristo afi no kra na afie ne de be merade.
But do you think and now me say the lawyer channel eshe of course, we know, say, AG will do further investigations and all of that, but going for recoveries, with the cases how difficult will it be?
Obi,
lawyer.
So, who do police one be true mika? Manini kind. It's the Omundi kind. Fair committee na yete Nipa Bakuma or your former Auditor General of the Republic of Ghana. And
yeah.
and he's reported by City News. Say, or see, figures now omu bodino. Sika botina, omu bodin se eno no mo ko recover no. Omu be here auditing to confirm it. Omu be here auditing to confirm it. Obi dia natural. But what dia natural.
Meaning, say, nothing is conclusive now, for now.
Inti, say, omu di say jumani nyinara. Omu nipa onim enkontebuo. Onim sabi sikasemu nhwehwemu. Onim sabi say onim se ni hwehwe nipa se ni wasi edi sikanom ne sa ne ma no ho. Onim che omu nyina. Years of experience from Zimbabwe to the Republic of Ghana. Na say nipa no the odi to Ghana say figures na omudi to Ghana. Just say you hear auditing to confirm it. Natural say ye koya na say ye buy.
Asempa
Ye koya na say ye buy. So what I say. We actually and the President Mahama urging Kratano. Or say, who said, bet me a prosecute na a survey as a deterrent. Ama apofro. Minu say, one key way, and I say the most fundamental way, would be deterrent for say omuni boneno. Se nipa ni di bonia na famra kwanso na fi wa punishment o punishment no ko to afiase a na di pa nyina fi agene yo mo se ade we mi so mi koye bia e dem be to afiase e boa enye sa na fi na omonso omunye bio enye sa ene attorney general a obetu sa asa no sa attorney general no ene Oba yellow NDC for Omujina trial for corruption related cases, for corruption related offenses, and the Obaye was a prosecution in way Jai Obi or no Attorney General now or Bebre Wudo. I pay or some Pafinam. Attorney General now or Bebre Wudo. I pay the old Fundaka. Attorney General na obebre wono obi ne osufundaka no otono Ghana memwa de na kireo enya dwuma papa bia no obeye o me fight corruption bia hude
no but at time or review our cases no you were not there and I wouldn't say Attorney General is not mandated say all my reasons for filing a null prosecution or no indicate here no say for the first time he would organize a press conference and give reasons case by case while our entire knowledge prosecution.
Obi, ye be cheno. Or the bar, ye be yano, but or the bebano, answer na or bebano. Maming raises our questions with one minute for na unya no inchre Ghana for.
Okay.
The first question is say, the ben ye swear to be office. The ben and will take you over. And the Mred was saying it took him how long for him to see says our cases will prosecute to a year. Because minimum crown, minimum set Dr. for the friend say the Bank of Ghana governor. Or no file and quano, and your file ketwa, sa case no, and your file ketwa. Many crime office as a cocoa. Yet the suitcase, you know that the cocoa. Documents are involved no. And yet documents get what a person a friend is saying Sir Republic versus UT Bank and not Bank of Ghana governor no society involved no and also your case get what Dr. Puni case no I travel there from the High Court to the Court of Appeal to the Supreme Court for the last 8 years. So maybe you can imagine the docket. In time Ben you're swearing into office now time Ben or the reviews our cases no. and you're not doctor ayeni so to me review our cases no me what here we mu dia na ye born abaso ye man the star of voter before so we any term no na ne so lawyer ebi ma da e wo wiase so what you say
yeah but these are cases and Felix made a point say when we cases are even on the opposition they knew say the charges were trumped up charges and just political cases political persecution against opponents of the last administration. They always knew say any cases papa bia.
Okay. Mami Miss Wadibi. We share Dr. Esiama of Bank of Ghana. One of the charges I did no in the Dr. Dofo matter a conspiracy. So I say, Obi, so the same papa for en conspire.
Yes.
And I'm a
yes.
And he said, Uko yidi free. Sa case ni one of the charges I did bonus a conspiracy. Omo makane. Omo makana yes one conspire ne. Omo makane. Opani she amemo na ye buru. Yenshi because say yanshi ya ebrebi akwasi amankwa free factual krata e won the generals of this country General Kutu Echampo Breso. First of man she ya that obi be sorry na obechi generals ni nyina abo mutu ampanyampa is here. Yenshi say Ghana for the ruling class of this country, young politicians no. So I say Sebi Obi at the Bank of Ghana as a supervisor of banks. Ewo Kuruma say. Na banks are collapsing. Na we say that person cannot be held accountable in any way. Na sewapa near the charges grab boseni panel. In two different cases, we say sa case ni nyina no e trumped up charges. Adentina sa charges ni ya farm Dr. Wampa. Adentina sa charges ni ya farm na Shiru. Na ya the board Dr. Johnson Esiama. Sebi nsemoni ntini echedi o. What is nsemoni ntini echedi?
Yes.
It is a ya farm Dr. Wampa, the ya farm Dr. Nashira. That should prompt you say, hey, Bibi Wum. Especially since Onane in charge of the supervision of the banks. If you purchase say banks ne gu kuruma say no, yet me hold you be accountable. Obi, you wadie nyina ho kwan, na nso ye nyina na fata yen. You we are Attorney General who have the power to file null prosecution, who have the power to file a withdrawal. Agree. But when in situations of this nature, particularly in the collapse of the banking sector, we say who have power to file null prosecution to file a reasons. Hey, are they leading to the collapse of businesses, leading to the collapse of jobs, leading to loss of lives, and basing them go for sika kuban common san kaye. Are they buying over 28 billion just to remedy the situation? And then you are saying, say, who will do Attorney General to file to withdraw into a withdraw? Hey, Obi. Yenshi Ghana for the bebre so dache. It is why Attorney General na ye we nyina wie. Sebi onya judge o. Attorney General onya judge o. Some of the cases were started by Madam Gloria Kupu. Subsequently, Godfrey Dampare no beto aso. It is two Attorney Generals na aba. Dia kwa na wufu ya. Sa two Attorney Generals yo mo
the counter argument is say Bibi Papa bi wo ho a anka two Attorney Generals litigation must come to an end. Anka omawie na se de ombetuma ye de omatum after 8 years really
sure enunye each case must be looked at with different lenses. Case ni nyina de ache wo pa ya Dr. Puni case. And Obi, we are lawyer. We said Dr. Puni case and chair because of Attorney General's office.
Yes.
Chair because of the legal gymnastics by Dr. Puni and the lawyers. I chair because of the legal gymnastics of Dr. Puni and the lawyers. Are we saying say Ochina? So Obi instructed as a lawyer, representing in a criminal matter. All that you need to do is to keep on filing processes to frustrate the prosecution. Then after 7-8 years, a case not in TNI. Is that what you are saying? Is that what you are saying? Obi, is that what you are saying? 2, banking sector cleanup. Started prosecution, started 2019. It's a charge and in fact, in the matter of the Republic versus UT Bank, you are closely, a friend is saying, prosecution are closing the case. The defense, not every opinion defense. In the matter of the Republic versus Unibank case, and I don't even afraid to witnesses because you have a prosecution, accused persons in the door. So, almost from witness, we are, was said, accused persons and lawyers will be a cross examiner. Now we need 9. Now almost cross examiner will be a beche. So I say, not because it's a money case, but it's because of the complexity of the case we are dealing with. That's what I say. Now, my name is Wadiri. Say yes, case snatcher. I didn't know you jail binum nekabino. So I say, say the uncle can say, Ubi to send Dr. Dofo and then the banner. In the case of Unibank, you know because Dr. Dofo contested Iraj or Mahama. So they been more cow, you been American. So into Uyania, you leave room for people to speculate. And to say, Yama oral report, the uncle can say, Attorney General, wait there. Sabi, when you pay for an American, the American American Cheremo, the uncle can say, Attorney General, wait there, or your partisan Attorney General. It is a one person prosecute who they are, and your NDC membership. Because NDC membership on Saka Penu, now quiet to say, Sebi, the blood of Jesus, and no a body pen in our home near the free.
And you believe, sir, this whole oral report and the subsequent investigations about Bano would really come to naught in Kusiaga?
Position. It would be just to witch hunt to position and not to sincerely fight corruption.
Yeah, but it's also said, sir, if there are witches, they have to be hunted, no?
Good. If there are witches, they have to be hunted. They don't say hunt black witches and leave white witches. You are hunting all witches. It is a witch, or your NDC near hunting, or your MPP near hunting. Now, where the or hunting witches are omunya NDC for. And no, and now we are yet to Kuma Basabasa, NDC supporters, Basabasa. What was what Mammy Achubi? Also, Mammy Achubi. And they said there's a Ukra NDC party card. Yeah, no, she. Now, Attorney General, so was Shemukina. So your NDC near the open. Men yo she. We are 2 crana, miss you. Yakusi no. So, inti. And no tosum you know my who say, sad deterrence na ye peno, yensan can. A tosum yensan. Would ye Rajo Mahama was it for the Attorney General to investigate and prosecute? The part of Attorney General or investigation.
And so he would commission the.
And nothing you catch them was still oral. It was fundamentally flawed. It was fundamentally flawed. It was fundamentally flawed. It was more money that's one, and so many better watch it. Then you know, say under Act 30, Ghana was specific procedure for criminal investigations and prosecutions. And you catch them will say it doesn't include oral. Now, oral no a waste of everybody's time because there are already state institutions are. It is also say open shoe be disabia. Ma omunina fan comma the state agencies that are responsible for it. Ye can't now go for CNI and a musura and a musura and a musura there be. ya said ye say ye beboa ama aban atu anamo a eye iti pada bi ne ye kan asem a mamum ye nhye say ye ni afa ne mum ni pantna se no mo nhye say ebi ankofo edi omo kan ye de adwuma beboa and then ye ma bi nu na pia me hu say sa report yi kra no sabi baby omo ye no adwuma no mo ye much ado about nothing adintia onwa former auditor general say the numbers need further auditing. President so say there should be investigations and prosecution. Attorney General so any investigation. It didn't be Attorney General ever come the Akoma police for. So uchususu wadokwa koma special prosecutor, wadokwa koma special prosecutor, not special prosecutor so your investigation. Uchususu wadokwa koma yokwa, wadokwa koma yoku no my investigation. Inti ya go back to baby and kesa adiene sha see free.
But at least this is here say omo ba be investigation last year. Now they don't have to start from ground zero because omanya basis, omanya something to look at. Now omo de atwaswa investigations no.
Openi na ode manka tio time ayira jo mahama eka se wati ura na ye kan na wenti no busumi seni be busumi mienu ni because e December ana meboa
yes
enanka okache nkrofo say omo fanko police any special at least special prosecutor there we issue report to pay a jare no say airbus scandal no di motion enti anya she kra no e go kra no think so onya gidi mebo ana eno ka che omo so mo fa nko special prosecutor ka special prosecutor a share na djuma se bebu sumi mienu ni o enya afa ni e de report ko ma na bana kwa ko read the report no a share de ye wo mi na wa share de ye wo mi wa to agu and question the Juma say it all round has been a complete waste of everybody's time.
Okay.
Because Omuan Kasakra no scribe erase it out. We say the most knowledgeable person among them in terms of auditing. Nipano air question figures. Enti afre na nipa onu su ni mrapa onim prosecution because don't forget omo ni nyina obi no prosecutor me amilia people lawyer ni but onya prosecutor. Being a prosecutor is not the same as being a defense counsel in a criminal matter. There are two different things. Enti afre na obi ono ye prosecutor enso ba behim no ba be kan che o say ade we kra no ye pursue emfa hwemra to baby. So it is how they call baby to say you are special prosecutor or both investigation and prosecution. It be some of the complaints the crown come many panel they are called the common so. And then after the Boba share a waste of time, a waste of national resources. So
very well. Honorable my engineer fancy. Me da se powerful time bibia ni e besen akasa bio
me da se minia na ya hwehwe me why
mate
oni ane me
me da se papa Menchia South member of parliament a lawyer na AJ Bafo ewua ena motesi ene no edi enkomo earlier me boss so katre mo se ene ne Felix Kwachofu so di enkomo no se omampanyin at task force se sa task force we no ne promises our year say within the first 120 days na 26 nyoma bi wo ho a na watimi aye no task force we omadwuma ne se omonhwe na sa first 120 days promises no emremu nipa oda wona no as chairperson Dr. Valerie Sawyer or a senior presidential advisor ono ne da wona no members no Honorable Dr. KCL Atoforsen, Minister for Finance, Honorable John Jenapo, Minister for Energy, Honorable Elizabeth Ofosu Ajare, Minister for Trade, Agribusiness Industry, Honorable Dominic Akurintinga Ayeni, Attorney General, Honorable Haruna Idrisu, Minister for Education, Honorable Jifa Gomasi, Minister for Tourism, Honorable George Opareado, Minister for Youth Development, Honorable Agnes Na Momolate, Minister Designate, Minister for Gender, Honorable Kwabena Minta Kando, Minister for Health. Honorable Rashid Pelpo, Minister for Employment. Honorable Kofi Amabua, Minister for Land and Natural Resources. And Mineral Resources. Good. Honorable Sam George, Minister for Communications, Digital Technology and Innovation. Honorable Mutala Mohammed, Minister for Environment. Mr. Gusitano, Presidential Advisor on the 24-hour economy. Mr. Prosper Bani, National Security Advisor. COP Kofi Boache retired, Director of Operations Presidency. Francis Dodu, Presidential Advisor, Professor Francis Dodu. And Joyce Bawa Mokhtari, Presidential Advisor, Special Aid to the President. Nipa Edu Enkono. And a form this 120 days social contract task force. And on in Samoa. Ewoho sisia ma meaning komo we tew emra Anthony Nukpenu regional organizer edema NDC Nukpenu akwa ba net say
Philip Osebunsu
na bibi ekoye
Philip Osebunsu
no Charlie Nukpenu e brutal
also e brutal
na and Council of State elections no yes ukopie mu wo ho
I say Miami election.
And no, they say you election. Council of State is them found.
And family will say, when I buy me.
Hey, Anthony Nukpenu.
Eh?
Now we buy more. Say Council of State elections. The Enfa party or region.
Nipano or CM to Nisaba or 2.5.
Okotu president nefo.
President 1 minute didn't see her.
Ah, Anthony Nukpenu. Ghana for didn't see her.
Party Ben across Ghana for 2 minutes or Mufanumra.
NDC.
And see me, Hana.
And who call to make sure say Nipo be winning by NDC.
Also because
who call say to ensure say Nipo be winning to represent Greater Accra by NDC.
Crojin Asunjebo.
As I want police, police. You are not a police officer.
Police for Ben. Ghana police for no more Jumano.
Oh, I don't know.
Oh, my God. And the Ghana police under the leadership of Dampare, Ghana police.
Oh,
what are you talking about?
Nukpenu. Oh, Nukpenu.
The police service themselves know that the police with integrity, that's not what they are having. The most porous police administration ever in the history of Ghana is under Dampare. You people don't want to tell the truth. I won't leave any political organization in the hands of this police service under Dampare. I won't do it.
And that is why you went there yourself, because of lack of faith in the Ghana Police Service.
Lack of faith and integrity in the Ghana Police Service. Until it is restored, the police service has lost their dignity to the public. I'm telling you.
And how do you reckon it will be restored?
Restored by removing all the POMAP members who are currently at post. They must all get out of the office. And new people with integrity must be installed.
No, but how do you
tell the president to do?
No, but how do you remove POMAP members? No? How is that going to happen?
POMAP
how do you do it?
Police Management Board.
Yes, I know.
The men and women in uniform are not happy with the kind of police service they joined. And that must be told clearly.
Okay, I'll come back to this topic. By the video I told so Oko Hono.
If the police were doing their job well, the gentleman in question was nobody. What right and on who was over lucky dying when people want to enter? A whole minister is entering and you, this gentleman, lock the door that you have given an order that nobody should use that place to enter. Who is this man? Only the Bobre or Infant?
I'm
looking at that one. Not under my watch. I will sit there and look at the kind of indiscipline goes on.
Anthony Nukpenu, Nyabotre, don't also put yourself in a position as a war chip power who needs our power.
I am using common sense to apply that people must not do things unlawfully.
Yeah, but if the man is the person who manages the conference room, how do you know?
Who is it to manage conference room?
Why? The conference room has no manager. You can just walk into the conference room.
The conference you have a manager. What does it got to do with our election?
Yeah,
to lock it, to prevent a minister not to enter. Is that what you're telling me?
Yeah, but ABA, there were other entry points, Anna.
The entry point that we were using is the same police service who were there. That the way the place was chaotic, let's use the other to enter. And when we are entering and we are explaining that your men there said, because of the chaos, let's usher the minister through this place. Now we are one about now say we don't have any right there as it is my info. And you see it.
And there is a Upia guy in the town.
Monsieur Jinayi.
Now,
if failure to listen to me, I'll put it into order.
Yeah, but unim so bet mess you for assault and battery.
Maninko, any idiot can go to court. Obi Jai, come on, we name Bogan and come on. Muka's election grounds, sorry, them. We went there to do an election. If somebody is not positioning himself, we'll position him and do the election. Election, Akosu, about one Akosu, Asundiaba, Obiampra, Obianka. Into what is this issue about a video purporting to have me positioning somebody to stand well? And news I say I can't answer.
Now who is any news?
Muna news. In some because we Ghana, Muma can't be as now we Mbabe can't and say news. Anthony Nukpenu is in a video being circulated by mischievous people. Said Mimako have violence. This violence. I'm a peace-loving person. Me drink Ghana, me drink home. Because creating any news bad for myself. I'm asking to position somebody not to unlawfully prevent people. This one is here news that said him for heading.
The person who eventually won, on any obi and our expected to obey winning.
Them, I mean, many person who winning no. No.
Now, who person whining?
I supported Avoteagbo, the former regional minister.
And Olusu Poto.
Una Oka.
The numbers nature now.
Delegate election here. Some of these outcomes are credited and welcome. We have a life to move on. We have 4 years mandate to govern this country and make sure things are done well. So I have a focus. But
Unyini said the rhetoric said election grounds and yeah, I sorry them, ye kosi ye win election, ye mu bia kwan, and ye share mu youth ni kutupa or mukokwe we gidi we election grounds no. What would you see was Ashanti region no? For example. Videos.
I've not averted my mind to social media this afternoon.
Yamra back to Pomab in Komona start here. As I say, Opesi Edi Ghana and Komo. I'm wondering how you think, sir, because him say everybody on Pomab no COP, like the top echelons of the police service. When you do COP level now, na ebia director in charge of the BBB, na no tier drafting onto the Pomaba. How are you going to change them? Who be changing the saying?
These people want to put you there. Is he still in power? The Ghana Police Service, the men and women are not happy. That is why they rose to the occasion and voted against the NPP administration. So for the people who are making them unhappy, which is the members of the police management board, they deserve not to be sitting there for 1 month in this government that they formed. They voted for. That's what I'm saying.
And that is what you are urging on the president to do, only or move free.
Of course. Of course, because these people have compromised their stance and their professionalism years in suppression of the interests of the people of this country. So I don't see how I should continue seeing them managing the police service when the people in the police service rose to the occasion and voted against the Akufo-Addo government because he put them in place to suppress their interests. We have PROs in the police service. How many of them speak to issues that happen in their district, in their communities? Tihana, this is a headquarters. Suppression of information, manipulation of information. Is that the kind of police service we should encourage about? We live in this country.
But how does
listen? They are forming unit called PID. All they do is to perpetrate crime against humanity in this country.
You are making serious
people.
No, you are making serious allegations.
Who's serious allegations?
No.
Go and ask what the people could be said. PID for no.
Yeah, but sir, no enough evidence to substantiate allegations now.
Enough evidence because before me, about 3 weeks ago, if we hadn't gone to the scene, they were killing Ghanaians. They beat Ghanaians and their eyes were oozing blood. Up to today, who has investigated that issue? They are cloned that they can do anything. They beat their own colleagues in uniform. PID and the IGP can beat police officers on duty. Are you telling me I'm making stories? Go down there and ask some senior level-headed policemen. They will tell you how they are suffering under this kind of regime. That a PID, a last corporal, a constable police call say he's coming for a PID. He doesn't take instruction from inspector. That is time for ASP. He can talk to senior divisional officers anyhow. This is what is happening in the Ghana Police Service.
Yeah, but the point is, sir, Ghana Police Service go through systemic challenges over the years. And also Namsuma breeding a certain culture in the police service. Say IGP biaba no per or the change eba. These resistance na normal.
Obi, every police officer or every security officer, when you enter a jurisdiction to operate, there is a commander there. You subject yourself to that command. That you are taking up this operation. It is a commander be what division be and not district be. No, this is be Kosovo baby. No, Kono Kotu. Or uniform men, fully armed. No, we a PID. And they will say they are not subjected to any instruction from a senior commander of that division or district. Is that the kind of police service we should be encouraged about?
Omoji instruction free when you
Bisamu.
Asempa FM.
Where you look for their commanders and ask them if they respect divisional commanders and district commanders in Ghana.
And you think, sir, such challenges you're just getting rid of POMAP and about resolve problems with
they are supervising it. They are supervising that indiscipline in the police service.
But
you form an indiscipline group in the name of installing discipline. They are more indisciplined. They are well armed that the men who are in uniform. So they perpetrate any crime and they cover it, they don't speak. Because of BID, that is why Dampare has not allowed any PRO to speak. Because they continue to perpetrate crime in the communities.
No, but the decision not to allow PROs to speak, it's not as if, sir, the Ghana Police Service Ako Blanca or Moncasa, they issue statement. What they've done is
those
hold on.
Those statements doesn't make sense to you.
Hold on.
As a senior journalist and a lawyer.
Hold on. What they've done is they want to rationalize communication.
This rationalization is about protection of people's crime. That is what I want to tell you. They should allow people to report vividly what happens in their districts, in their divisions. And let's hear. People should not move into divisional areas, district areas, communities, perpetrate crime, and it is cloned in the name of a skeletal information coming from headquarters. We can't continue this way. We can't. And for me, I will rise this crusade until the right thing is done in the Ghana Police Service.
Yeah, but if you are to be invited, say, provide evidence of the crimes I will
not even honor that invitation.
Hey. Nukpenu no at the Ghana officer was some to me.
You need to me be a catch your come and provide with evidence. The state security service, the security service, the NIB, the national security can instigate or can put in an investigative model and come and tell me say I'm lying. They should go and listen to the men in uniform. Amunko districts, Amunko divisions, Amunko stations, no bisa nya nkofudio mo afem as uniform men managing stations, districts and divisions in the name of police investigation departments or divisions and then PID. Obi Nkofu Breu Kroma. Nkofu Breu Kroma. In the hands of these guys.
Yeah, but you also know, I'm surprised you are only hammering the supposed negatives of this POMAP. Or
So
positives.
you tell me the positive.
Oh, Anthony,
Tell me the positive.
You've not seen anything
For
good.
1 month, the things I've seen these guys do against humanity in this country. How?
Under Dampare, you've not seen anything good about the Ghana Police Service.
Police headquarters, no, the man who contract, no, open tea and when
Nukpenu, now you are going overboard. Me pacho.
overboard saying, could be someone a contract.
You are speaking on radio.
Oh, then I'll come.
Mr. Anthony Nukpenu, me pacho. You are now going overboard.
The my phone will see for Mr. Movanchem.
Good.
My fiancé.
Good. Medase. Enti, for you don't see anything good. You think the only thing I bear assuage you is...
You recall that when Dr. Ekufu Dampare was appointed, I was one of the people who sent you a message of commendation of him. You recall?
Yes.
You said that day.
Yes.
Because I knew the man, and I was so happy that how I knew him, he would transform the police service in that manner. But what we have is a charade of social media gimmick. Sisifian administration. You're born in Sisifian. Obi. There are men of professionalism in the police who are not happy under him. He knows.
Yeah, but you don't expect every police officer to be happy with the leader of the
Why
Ghana
do you
police?
lead an administration? Majority are not happy, and you think you are.
How do you know? How do you know? Say
The
majority.
majority. That is why. Go and check the police voting.
How do you know the police voting?
They voted heavily against MPP.
How do you know
the
that
administration that they have?
How do you know? Said they voted heavily against the.
I am
how
telling you.
No, how do you know?
How do I know?
Yes.
Because in my engagement with them in Greater Accra, they come to us and tell us, you better to Obama because of training of Brian Kumu or Papa we Ninasi. They tell us.
No, but I said that's how they voted. They are two different things.
I'm telling you about our engagement with men in uniform and what they tell us.
They made me point.
The suppression.
I'm not sure the close to 40,000 police officers in the country. Only 1,000 in Poakasa. So why do you come to that conclusion? Say they are not happy. How do you come to that conclusion?
Obi, you see, I am not pushing this case far. I've just subjected you said. Move. You have investigative journalists in multimedia. Initiate them. Just 1 month or 1 week or 2 weeks. People are not happy. That's the bottom line. People are not happy. Not only junior officers, senior officers. There are COPs who are not happy. Some members of even the POMAP are not happy. I'm telling you. Some members on the POMAP are also not happy. There are COPs relegated to nothing.
Asempa FM.
People have been promoted above senior officers. There are people who are DCOP who are supposed to be DSP. They promote them anyhow. People who were superintendents, who should be chief superintendents, they are still a superintendent. They are genius and now ACP. What are we talking about? What kind of police administration is that? That you can relegate senior officers, not that they are not competent, not that they are not professional, but because they don't sing your song, you relegate them and promote genius or consult genius above them, and they show gross disrespect and indiscipline. And you tell me that administration should be commended? I won't commend it. I commended him on his appointment, but he has failed.
Anthony Nukpenu, ma yenasi bibia ni ebese di nkomo bio.
Nyameni munye djuma.
Yeda sepa. Anthony Nukpenu ye regional organizer edema NDC. Ena motezi ene no edi nkomo. Yentie we yemra ye ba Abidjafono Atnase, already the Member of Parliament for New Drabin South constituency, Honorable Michael Befi Abekansa ewo studio ha. Ye hwe nim se Chifu Atimokwa MP Honorable Vondi ebeba ena Atik Mohammed nso eba beka yen ho na yedi nkomo. Yentie wemra sisi asima be mienu Sempa 94.7 FM Ekosiisen dwumedie no wasugu so a utie no ma yenamu nyina ase adofonom ne yensan ema wakwaba emfa momra Ekosiisen dwumedie yi so. Me pa cho 74 no se wunya no mu bi a you have that opportunity. Diagnostic herbal ne de aba. Ye drone waswa FDA age atum na ope dra ekutia kidney yare liver high blood pressure and ulcer and afi ebe boost with general well-being padia a Fontina 74. Diagnostic herbal number in is ope do to a frewon 0246 073 498 0246 073 498 na only one enkasa. Sounds na any Provident Insurance ewo motor insurance promotion bia omo eye. Na almost say afi 2025 we dear. Your journey around this country should be worry free. In the answer who took car free fee. Now we make sure say hey ochina police focus shiamena yakasa me fam insurance mra insurance wo hen de bia out wo catch usti now yem show me pacho wuntu anamo papa ntia enne insurance ye no ayemre Provident Insurance adaroma enti into almost say wo insurance be that na ewu a oba ho a o be renew amount and as opposite wo to insurance product for kra me brand new motor insurance policy a Provident Insurance say a free January etwemi February and the whole month of March say oba be renew insurance and I say auto brand new motor insurance policy ye chewade kwa ye ma fuel coupons ye ma exclusive Provident souvenirs new money de bebre na opemwa we a busy person o nanti akwa Provident office no ebia eye wo den emwa ewo ho amount Provident de obaya aba na omuse ene obaya number ne yemfa ntodwa na Ghana ni bia nya obaya number ubetuma send no WhatsApp message number ne ye 0242 426 396 0242 426 396 unya send your obaya hi on WhatsApp obe sort it out come on we nemfa woni baby awo anywhere anytime obaya would come to your aid. If you don't want to go through that route, now person will call Provident officer. There were 15 branches across the country. In Tubetimi Abwewura Emubia. Provident Insurance, your reliable partner for 43 years, keeping you covered every mile of the way. And you don't miss out on this special offer. Chat Obaya now or visit any of our branches, agent or brokers across the country. T's and C's apply with Provident. Man, you're covered. Omo boy juma papa. Say Obapa product nenso no unye bi nko fie mfanye aduane ema wukunu anasa wo yere ene wo ma. Oh, wabo na bro papa because Obapa product no ese wani ensa wo katre. Product ahodo miensa ene wo dwa so sisi a ye wo Africa Queen Mackerel. Tuna no so na no nsuo dead so de jollof nkwan stew any ade emefie the Africa Queen Mackerel ye wo oba papa sardine and also it's really the most sought after sardine in Ghana now obi apebi woni fie oba papa sardine kama unya dokno bi pa na utugu sheto ana wo mokoso a ese wani ensa wo katre ye wo oba pa tomato paste papa very original, pure red and highly nutritious. Unya bianonso ebeboao. Good news, this ni na ye can ne easy to open. Unhia 10 kata ne seka ere otwe ya na ebie ni bi na wona o sen no. Free Obapa product was 0302 668357 0302 668357. There is some other worrying trend. Airby was a Ghana for you. And the amount for scamming for dodo. especially omo customers of banks. Obehwe no obi send a message, obi afrel say ohia omo KYC, know your customer. Enti bank ni so omo mfre na udin de saying na wote o pin number ye den, o OTP ye den, o email address ye den, o password ye den, o card information ye den, na omo jije sa information ni nyina ye scammers. Omo be bua faso atwen wa account ni musika nyina. Eni me pa chaw Ecobank se me mfan to manim. Say so we a customer of Ecobank be extra vigilant. Men ye call be any text message be any email be any that be because Ecobank says omo pese omo je details are enya de Ecobank be frɛ wo say ye pe wo pin ye pe wo password this animal that be say wo pese wo tu anamo bia we Ecobank we fan say o bank account details and wo pese wo update here eno Ecobank branch in Kwana obetimi akwakoye no. Say your mobile app no and I say we upgrade here Ecobank mobile app no oko app store and as a Google Play Store obetimi upgrade. So we link your Ghana card to Ecobank account Ecobank branch na wasa oko na say oko Ecobank official website www.ecobank.com na waka ko dis adwuma no ewo ho memfa wo password o pin o OTP card information and any other personal information memfa mo bia whether ni panigina wanim and I say remotely wa frɛ wo kra menye saade no e pa mo chaw pa in the calls be any messages be a be request say click a link bi and I say bibi sa no menye suspicious email be a obenya WhatsApp message normal text message phone call me pacha report ma Ecobank contact center your number is 0800 003225 a toll free number 0800 003225 na one into me any enkomo syntax tank special giveaway nso yenwie o ye guso a ya adwen say over 15 communities in Ghana we say ekokocha won nsuo we free water giveaway and a syntax eye. It is just to say thank you Ghana for making us number one. Unim sa syntax there number one no we've been number one in so many things. We were the first to introduce double layer tanks in Ghana. Ena yansu ne the tanks are in different colors into obi tank first na the nim tank there was say black. And yes no enyo obi na ni favorite air color black. In the shall say obi ho the tank ash, obi dey green, obi dey blue, obi dey red, obi dey indigo, ash, purple. In the color open syntax tank ebeye amount. And the icing on the cake ne say yanso ne ye first ye de tanka emuni ye white. Inner white layer. First, we be a tank ne so be hwemu emu tum ase ye fin apotobi brekra ba ma hu ba ene inner white layer no nya be tank na ase ye fin a wo be hu uhwie nsuo no na watwitwim kama na waside nsuo egum syntax tank ho komo na me ne wo AD omobo adwuma pa me nka na dauda in the syntax so say free water giveaway di bi ba wo kroma get onto our social media platforms into your handle at Syntax Ghana on Facebook, on X, on Instagram, on Snapchat, all the very popular social media platforms. Okwa Syntax Ghana. Okwa just nominate your community as many times as possible. Na nyame wa doma ebe pick your community ni ya bremu nsio free. It is an okoto tanker a syntax tank. And your tank be any tank. The correct tank no a syntax tank. In the aka syntax I know what so a strong, a tough. A show crime pie syntax tank. Or me too much. Min Canada. More malaria ha more. One munure we are singing enko. Malaria. Try tabia herbal. Never said that ebreme. Tabia herbal mixture. Say malaria nkwa dia a tabia herbal mixture. Obedamase. Oye bema o pedro be mu ogina onan so broni friend male vitality. Me pacho a tabia takum we de honey and aye wo alcohol be anim a 100% organic tabia takum solid. Ena Upedro be boost your immune system. Tabia zone care. Into immune system ne ho eden ayare e more rough. Tabia zone care. Oyeme team untimi nhede nya wo nan. Me pacho wo hia Tabia herbal capsules. Upenu imu bia to a 0243 686861 0243 686861. Me and a discussion segment no emremo. Sponsored by Franco Trading Enterprise, Millennium Insurance, and Tabia Herbal. Your WhatsApp number no 0548 443 523 0548 443 523. Mamema Honorable Michael Otrebefi Akwaba, former CEO, Free Zones Authority, former Deputy Trade Minister, MP for New Joab in South. Honorable Akwaba.
Ya dokuna omira.
Let's say.
Pacho me hoye pa na we.
Adum.
Nyame ase.
Constituency boko.
Nyame adum constituency boko. Me de ncha kese ma yura. That's brother na kokubu ati otosumiensa.
Okay.
Na krokura kofodia yenyina papa. Mr. JK Ochre. Na otwetwe mu yino.
Okay.
Exim Bank for boying. MISC a mini sports stadium. Or Kofodia Technical University.
Okay.
In the Exim Bank for almost 4 million. And I'm so be become.
Okay.
And yes, see a nice mini sports stadium. I'm a Kofodia Technical University with a sitting capacity of 500 people.
500.
And the stadium no at all. Era JK Ochre. In the JK Ochre mini sports stadium. JK owner of fantastic construction and Eastern Premier Hotel.
Oh, Eastern Premier Hotel owner no. On
Kofodia nyina agitu musi afantuno. Nti yede atono. Nti ene Kofodia Technical University sa mini sports stadium na war facilities be the first phase near we.
Yes.
Our facilities be to say baby and comfort transfer ball turf nankasa no. Our dressing room ho a new volleyball court.
Okay.
And title tracks and yajitu musi fanto yura JK Ochre say ne wa yoko food dey twen say oniwa ne otiase. So we think that we should elogize him now, make sure say the debate food say obi a obai obebo bra na odedio nyankopon de boa no e de dom no e de boa kofodia why ni be bre kofodia why kofodia ye or kofodia si abrempon.
Eastern Premier alone is solid.
I mean, he has done a lot. Oko Kroma, I mean, Antarctic Plaza, Oko Kroma or buildings be brave, shops, apartments, and a fee be brave. Anchor for the manco for item. Me just say why be brave. Back in Krahad, the why Makufudia for Dawson. Onwa ni pemuno Kufudia Dibia Yamwa onwa or the funder or on interest. Jibo Kufudia ni unya now the year now unya be another ababetu no be
once how you Kufudia ni
asa. He's an extremely phenomenal guy, somebody who has contributed significantly to the progress of Kufudia. Any Kufudia ni ye diankasa. Inti yen Kufudia for even in Niagara. Wow.
That's nice. I think it's a good move. Somebody
and Saturday no, and on Friday yes Friday na me commission 3 projects. Okay. First one no me commission a 12-seater WC facility, water closet toilet facility, Emma Race Presbyterian School.
Okay.
Obetum. And also being Kofodia school BM and to win me yama and a view Kofodia Technical University hono abe community was a when and you share and student population here about 10,000 people and that area no abe a very new developed area me just say and be brave people into and say Asia na akronfo and your monso omo person gym. It did here intimacy a nice police station. Nana Kodia, I found that about a boami. MISC police station fefe. the amount.
Okay.
Until you be no. And Friday you be 3 different projects. I know. They can here 12-seater with a closet and the Tosumi near police station, not the Tosumi and Sano. JK Ochre Mini Stadium. Kofodia Technical University.
That's nice. Wow. Into news just coming in, and it's Chief of Staff Julius Deborah has revoked all public service appointment and recruitment made after December 7th, 2024. And what City News is reporting, say a confidential letter cited by City News has been sent to all heads of government institutions into the revocation of all public service appointment and recruitment after December 7th. I to abawi ye no omo a omunya adwuma ewo aban nwumemu ene aban agencies mu nyina no Chief of Staff revoke omunyina appointment. That's the news just coming in.
Me say minya obi, I mean we a public interest person.
Yes.
Wadwuma we aboa shape Ghana democracy asanso aboa ama yen nima ye o man ma agina ye. I mean there clearly entwa ye. That I say assemble na mirror Julius Deborah Pesokan. I mean entwa ye. No Kofodia, I mean Eastern region for ye nipa in Huagrokra. But me gidi say entwa ye. It's not say what are you trying to send out there or tell us?
Sir, the argument has been said after elections muhu say mo lose. You don't burden the income.
No, so what's the meaning of that? Does that mean that Odipana I will take you over fee no after 7th December Odipana only to me so baby be mine. That is been so bad. Sir President say and set you. We don't do things like that. Who say MPP any NDC you be winning elections, you be opposition one day. What kind of signal are you sending across? It is not too good. You are trying to tell a government that will come into the future. So no just say, which is not good. A buying beyond your to buy amount political party. So over 4 years 4-year term or period, sorry, to serve which one term. In the 4 year no, 4 years now we di asoman penny no. Utumi awo no if you are here from 7th January I could see 7th January I better hand over bill.
No.
That's the meaning. And just say the opposite can say obi o ye adwuma be a 2 and kabia ne no go say 2 and ka buy to me so 2 and baka. That's the meaning. Opposite can say and go for yesisi dan na project ye nyina you go bu ni nyina ngu you know go say what kind of behavior is this? I mean, is that Ghana you person in your building? Because you don't even give people confidence even to work in the public service. What the mean? She said, "Onipana are well qualified." Then you say, "On your appointment through a connection, political connection." Not onipano will be lose appointment no because you recruit no. Now, idea was here beside I want to say, yes, our recruitment no. Na abai na not so no. Na all quite so boy mine.
Yes, our recruitment now.
No boy mine. That's a question we have to ask. You don't do things to please your own whims and caprices or your political community. We are talking about Ghana. Ghana some yeka and your political party some yeka. Say a political party some dia and na me say NDC for the omu yen no say and no be the any cause of parliament you know in the 8th parliament example me can say me justify be nya ekoso me a politician and me press or my Ghana and koso says the my Ghana koso here yen me yire me ma and me busu afo nyina ye kan be yatim anko here be affect ye nyina me gidi say who 8th parliament what happened there? I mean they were very intolerant, they were not cooperating with us. To be trying to say, "Whoa, no, they for this, they won't support us." In the interest of Ghana, they were not prepared to champion the cause like that. But now these same people are calling us to cooperate with them. It also incorporate here. Oh, they don't get it. I mean, how can we run a country like this? So we'll say, a bang Oman Penina Nekufado, or Teswa, Ghana Constitution, 1992 Constitution, Ambano, to me, Monday, so mine from 7th January, and go send the 7th January. Yatoaba, I'm a party and lose, you know. This is be able to take Biano, Sabi Kafacha, Sabi, and Betty was saying, Monima, Sabi, Sabio, Sabi, said this is be able to take Bian Quasam. Is that what you are trying to say? So, Yarukutum go for Ghana, Ghana for Yarukutum, wo. Honorable Julius Zebra, Unyanum Kaho, Alman Penny, enough for Kaho. O say, ya Tuaba, you be said, or to me, said to me no more mine, Sandy Pano, wa bank of what, who can say, if my drum, sound the Bacono, one lose the party lose election to know, only to me say, that is not too good.
But how about the argument, say, Munsumu Yebi? So
my point is that, see, we have to come to a certain conclusion. Yeah. I mean, whether we like it or not, as a country, and America said, they said what happened in Parliament. May I give an example? Show minority leader, Honorable Afenyo Markin, Ebisa Obi questions for about 4.5 hours. Yes, he and Tibida. But Honorable Haruna Dusu, any Honorable Butaka Mohammed, when we interview, when we be vetting, I ask us over 8 hours, and twice watcher. And the day, Mamo. We don't work like that. You see, if we see, we should not make us say. Weekend, I was talking about hypocrisy in politics. Sometimes young politicians, you did a huma, the biasa ye be a best shoot to young quiet ye. The Honorable Julius Debra Neino, or who said Ghana the award. NDC will not be in power forever. One day, NDC back opposition.
Yes.
Now political party be the better and no lose elections. Political party no as a more yebi I no man kasa. This is not the way to go. Ya track Ghana kwenim where Ghana has gotten to and you see yes anima say. And now I don't know whether it's a decision of cabinet. Whether it's a decision of cabinet and I say a decision Honorable Julius Debra or chief of staff or no kwatra se but me gidi say Oman Peninsula ohu ya no atia now better who be this decision or this directive must be reversed. Very immediately.
Well. Very well.
I mean, we should not. Ghana, I'm telling you.
Okay.
And democracy. Say, Oman Penny, Ghana mla man to me. Say, buo mine, no. Yes, say, buo mine, and our party lose election. To me, I'll do my unibio.
Untimin Fanko for.
And I want to go cry. The next time cry woman said, Ultiwabuna, Honorable Felix of Fuzuka, Cholete. No, I say, you can't do this. Need to be already. I mean, it didn't make sense. To be already. Say, who, Oman Penina Nekufado, ego to Ghana Constitution, Amban to me. So, more mine. On ending the tenure. Now, we are spokesperson. Emma who transition team, yeah, and you who transition team no. Who I should let us say, also to be one of the Sabi San same who way, and you're gonna no, mean say, how can we tolerate things like that? Oma penny, Yatobano, Oma penny, Yura Mahama, Yatobano. The mandate, no, if you 7th January. I bet ended 7th January 2029. Yes, sir. Not until 7 ended. No. Oh, 2 years, go see 6 January 2020. Enumerate.
Yeah.
The person you are taking decision about Ghana. Ghana, you the 2 million man. Say executive powers of states, which is entrenched in the 1992 Constitution. It is even not an enshrined aspect. It is entrenched. So this decision will be able to be sorry because you know. Come on, penny, I want your one. Now who say my penny to me say obu mine then the near sorry I said Debbie one penny the way you know me chum what you way
Maminte Atik Mohammed na fi mabon rabo vondi so Atik akwaba net saying I think microphone my position here mama bibi aboko adumia into news just in chief of staff Julius Debra revoking all public service appointments and recruitment made after December 7th, 2024. Surprise?
No. I'm actually excited.
Oh, why should you be? Say Ghana phobia lose or
It was intentional.
Saying
Recruitments are not, people realize that okay, we've lost elections. Let's do and maybe. You see, me, I'm saying this from an economic point of view. When you do that, you are just increasing government's expenditures. Already we are complaining that compensation share of the budget is very huge. If indeed now person we are recruitment, public sector.
Honorable, we headset no you free microphone terrible feedback. Yes.
Now you're complaining a compensation every year budget no. Now once you recruit people into the public sector, can only say abandon the bit to your muka. So the compensation item is going to increase, which means the abandon expenditure is going to increase. Yes. And this is going to be external to the new administration. No? And your Monombeka say, okay, we are going to increase the number of employees in the public sector. Just they are inheriting some external cost. What was there? Yes. And knowing very well the state of our economy, Mijidi said the economy does not have that capacity to absorb the increases. Increases. I'm talking about the increased number of employees before they left. And Sebi, if you were minded to create employment, and I always say that when we talk about employment creation in this country, how many people you are able to recruit into the public sector? That's not the kind of employment we anticipate when we speak about employment creation. What I say, if you were minded to create employment, you had 8 years.
Yes.
1 year. After you lost the election, now you say, oh, it's important to now do.
But I don't think it's your argument, sir. Recruiting into the public service, a 1 week a day. If, for example, if the Bank of Ghana wants to employ you, it would be something for like
you see,
3-4 months.
Too much of a coincidence,
but
hold on,
wake up and go and work at the
no,
bank.
Of course.
Yes.
You see, what change? There are people who actually got their Ebimu Sabi. It's an allegation. Said they even backdated the appointment letters in before. And these are things that can happen. In the public sector, these are things that can happen. What am I saying? And I'm saying, I'm looking at the sheer numbers. Is it not coincidental? It's not too much of a coincidence to be true, say. Numbers increased exponentially immediately after the elections. I'm talking about the employment numbers, into the public service. It should tell you that something is amiss. There is a fundamental problem somewhere. And I'm saying, the revocation should be with the mindset, you be review and look at every appointment on case-by-case basis. You cannot say, all of them were necessarily wrong. Mijidi said there were others that deserved promotion, others deserved to be recruited because the processing started 2 or a year ago and so on. But so my expectation is after revoking, Yanka said they are cancelling it forever, but they are revoking the appointments.
Yes.
And my belief, and let me say my hope is
which hope might not happen anyway.
No, my hope is they would review some of the cases. And those that merit consideration,
example, if you don't mind, just a point of correction. I was on a board, one of the boards there. Yes. Started recruitment process from June last year.
June 2024.
The recruitment process was being done by KPMG from the beginning. From advertisement, advertising vacancies. I could see aptitude test, oral interview. I could see appointments. It's like the CBC around that time, because we're a big firm. Very good job.
Not is it a state firm? Is it a
public entity?
Definitely, because so something like that. I'm just trying to add something to what you are saying. Say, look at the time frame. Best 6 or 7 months. Who say almost that from June. It is a who taking decision. We say, now say, one man go for time. One go through this process when you appointment letters. Now so I revoke your appointment.
I think a case by case, maybe say is what you were talking about.
Yeah, exactly. Ebimu they merit to be considered. What must say? Ebimu like I was saying, if you come to be no. Say, my I won't say, hey, elections, you be a quid the MY. What I say? Until let's create, let's give them jobs. And my question is, if you were minded to give people employment, what held you? What you must say? What held you for all this?
No, you cannot do it boom at a go. Incremental, you do it.
And that's what I'm saying. The share numbers in the last days, did not indicate incremental. You can say employment too. It was exponential.
The major consideration for this revocation, is it economic or the fact that
I think it's both economic and procedural. I cannot speak to Nyauka, the latter part of Nyauka, but what I suspect, and I would believe, almost that's what is inspiring this decision, is procedurally and economically. That choice and that decision to employ people in the last days, he leaves a whole lot to be desired. What is here? Yes. And I'm saying, I've already given you the point, already the public sector is overstretched.
Yes.
And we're spending a lot of tax income on compensation.
Okay.
Uko ministries ni bebria and MDS no, not just ministries, departments and agencies ni bitoa. Some of the roles are duplications. Obi wa nipa be miensa, they are supposed to be doing the same thing.
Yes.
At the end of the day, nipa mienu etiwa omunya hwe, and yet we pay them. It is all because of this mindset. Abai needs to create jobs, and because the environment has not been enabling enough for the private sector to create jobs, Abai then takes it upon itself to do recruitment.
Absorb
the time government, it was valid for government to do the kind of recruitment that you was in the days of Keynes, after the Great Depression. Look, government must be able to stimulate demand.
Yes.
What you say? Yes. And to create employment, let people get jobs, let people have incomes. Because once they have incomes, they would begin to do purchases, and you are stimulating demand as a result. What you say?
Yes.
But you are traho. And you are not at the point he was suggesting, say, look, say, I buy near you may be a crana. Man crofun code to Tuamana, no Musan Katasu, and pay them. The idea was just to ensure that there is this circular flow of income. Say, Obibe Jumane, Trian Canon, so Misumi, Ton, Adiana Nipa, Asabeto, and there is flow of income amongst, agents in the economy. What must you say? But you are traho. We've got to the point where we are saying, capital is managed by private individuals. A buying role in capital investment is what? It is a private sector that holds a great deal of the capital.
Yes.
So all government needs to do is to create that environment through your policies, your laws, and so on. That will be enabling enough for me, the private sector, Mikita Capital. I control the capital and how I invest the capital to generate more income than as if is all up to me. But I need that environment every time mama yesa. So my capital and I'm me invest here. Yours is to create the environment enabling enough for me to be able to do the needed investment. And in that process, will make me a recruiting crop for. But because there are so many sectors, and one of the areas I think is our buying share. Any economic zones, free zones are away. Yeah. I feel strongly say it has outlived its relevance.
Now the world is going the way of economic zones now.
What is here?
Special economic zones.
You see, in Ghana, we created the free zones for a reason. You see, conversations about growth and economic development generally keeps changing depending on the times. There was a time import substitution was the big deal.
Yes.
Every export-led growth took over. And when you got free zones enclaves and our free zones arrangements, you can inspire more exports. So if you inspire people to do a lot of production for exports, yes, you are encouraging more exports, and in that process you grow through exports. But Yabe said that arrangement hasn't helped us, and it hasn't achieved the desired outcomes. Until what do? Must you maintain we keep giving tax holidays and other incentives to Nkrofo who operate in those enclaves. When tax holidays are about to elapse, they liquidate and come back again in different forms. And we are losing money. Government needs tax revenue. What is here? And I feel it's about time we reviewed that particular arrangement. And I'm saying baby Yedri, Aban should be focused more on how to get the private sector to employ more.
To employ more people.
Even though I have said here, say the 24-hour economy is a function of many things.
Yeah.
It's not a policy. It cannot be a policy. Exactly. It's a function of many policies. 24-hour economy by itself is not a policy in my view. But other policies would automatically lead to the need for 24-hour economy. Because when there's a demand for my products and my production, working 8 hours during the day, cannot meet demand now. Look, every agent in the economy is rational.
It's rational, sure.
So the choice that I need to make as a rational producer is I'll increase the number of man hours. I'll employ more people to work and so on. But to say I have a policy that is called 24-hour economy, it will not work because something has to trigger the need for it.
Sure.
What you say?
Sure.
And I'm saying that employment here, why revoke? I support it on conditions. It will be looked at on case by case
basis. And yes,
no wholesale mungo tinafie. There are others who deserve that because they started the process not today. Ebi musu de omu lose yanana So when you do that, you are creating a cost for Aban.
For the new
Already Aban omu musu. They are having difficulty finding their feet. What you say?
No, sir, omo budget
No, I am speaking because you see, budget in again. The budget is just a statement of your income and expenditure. What you intend to receive or what you hope to receive and what you intend to spend. That's just what the budget captures. Now, you can tell if you care to follow, how our economy is managed. The revenue sources are known.
Yeah. You
take previous budgets and you know where our revenues are coming from. Now, it is expenditures that are variable sometimes. What I say, maybe how you spent last year, you can decide to either shrink it or increase it. But as for your revenue sources, wouldn't be a now we are cutting down on some of your tax revenue sources. No, what I say, taxes
based on the promises we
of course, and Ghanaians are going to hold their feet to the fire. So already, yes, so say, your tax, you can say to GDP ratio form, which means we need to increase our tax efforts. Now, increase your tax efforts. Yes, you be a free, and yet it be a free monoso. Kahun is a promise came with expenditure, came with costs. And some of the promises, there are time frames. In fact, they are time bound. Ebimu, you are supposed to do them in 120 days.
Ebimu in 1 year. Force today to monitor 120 days achievement of the promises.
Also, as even a media man, you should be interested in following up.
Yeah, we are
exactly.
And me follow Mabuba task force members needing. We are 19.
From which way?
Almost all the ministries, all the cabinet ministers.
I thought these are private people who are supposed to monitor. But can the government set up a task force to monitor his own performance? And
to remember me, the home community. My member honorable Vondi Afaba. Now, answer na Vondi Bebemuno. Your WhatsApp number is 0548 443 523 0548 443 523. And hotel being so East Legona any. Ye can juma semidie omu ejuma edema wa utiemi. They are hiring for multiple positions into opportunities no edorso. Now we need applicants from nearby areas into and what's I would see actually too much oteben East Legon enclave na advantage at the amount available roles no you will cook in the cook. Yepe chef, oko Nigeria, mo kind of chef. Yepe chef, yepe secretary, female secretary, yepe oba.
Cook ni chef.
And I say, what's it?
Cook ni chef no.
So most likely, think I don't know. I don't. Yepe secretary, ma marketing, ma receptionist, ma and yepe security, and a housekeeping. That security in the security and a housekeeping in the roles they are available here and cook, chef, secretary should be a female, marketing should be a female, receptionist should be a female, and the security and a housekeeping, a brand new hotel, a mono state of the art, papabi, East Legon, workers to fill these roles. When it's one, friend numbers me nu emu bia 0243 405 125 0243 405 125 and 0302 5175 15 0302 5175 15 na enyame ya wadom na bibia atomu a ubenya ejuma 2025 we so wunya ejuma ye opportunity no aba early in the year. Honorable Fondi Chifu Atimo kwa ye boko de
nyame hu ye mobo ye ho ye ho ye boko na ansa na mekos no mamen enda Chifu Atimo kwa manyina ase woni omo mpa bo na enenu na me chairman constituency chairman Hakim Adey oka wo mo na contest ai no mo contest council of state no nyame adom we wini
for the whole central
region enti
constituency chairman
Yabona Baso
we're raising more kwasro pa
ai Yabona Baso pa in fact his excellency Akufo-Addo abem no yenya council of state member ba akufri ho na apia nuama oye twufoman hene and now we insu nyame adom yasanso anya ba ko afri ho. So that's a very remarkable achievement free constituency nti Yabona Baso Hakim Adey congratulations
council of state member
Madam Kachiro congratulations
it is anya chairmanship position obey
yendru ho
na so ntimi nya chairman
well we abedu hu komo yedru ho he's so versatile. Enti yedru
wa. Hold the two positions. It's that simple.
Enti yedru wa. We'll look at it.
There was another regional chairman in Sweden. Big Edu.
Oh, Big Edu.
Western North regional chairman.
Oh, okay.
For the NDC.
Yeah.
And also Ewini.
Bar
Council of State.
That's fine.
There is a 34-year-old and we're really Western region. Another 34-year-old and really Volta region.
Oh.
Yes. Enti two young council of state members. Yes.
Was it not meant? Was the idea not to get like all these?
Moko to president for some far
no.
Say a foot to the far in pay for
baby ametise siano. Baby ametise siano.
Yes.
Me chairman Hakim Adey and the winning council of state member. I don't want to go into who should be what. Yanko Moso. Chairman, Yamenshira, why are congratulations. Congratulations. Medase.
Wow.
Eastern region, so former women regional ones.
Yeah, former regional women organizer of the NDC.
And is from Ghana contest.
And I said, you know,
invariably,
but our politics in Ghana. Anyway, Binko. Chairman, Yamenshira, why are there congratulations?
I'm even told, sir. The Western region guy, Maxwell Boateng, 32 years.
Wow.
Not even 34, 32. He will probably be the youngest ever.
Yeah.
You know, for the in the new ones Abeka for region Yao Ochre and Ewini Savannah region Alhaji Samson Seidu Abudu and Ewini.
They're not Eastern.
Ashanti region is on hold because omoto abawie ye sorting you omo be kan no and a fax be buy omo be dismantle bibia in the Ashanti is on hold
somo
enye easy matese ukọ the NDC Upper West regional vice chair onu so na winning for Upper West, you know, and for regional chairman of the NDC so na winning for Ahafo into the wo ho eno no honorable to asoma
madase appointment ya revoke nye ho asem ne yeken
eno an yeken
medase ba me and his excellency John Dramani Mahama say wetimi a take decision etisa na wama ye issue a ho letter na me no ka say no saa de no nyame ato
that na for the decision to revoke appointment
exactly as at this time you see
and say fuaso
me fuaso ankasa danase
okay
ewo de waye no ho Nanado Danko Akufo-Addo ne nkrofo bedi o man so 8 years nti ase enti se wo brebi yo a ana wo twanya wo bra so ase wo kofie na watfo egum simple if there is any genuineness and I say if there is any good intent be one ho a you are opening yourself out for criticism, you are opening yourself up for people to say things about you, which of course is not good. Enti 8 years na wobɛtena hɔ no. Enti recruitment ɛsɛ oyɛ anu anya na da yɛ to abama wa wo kofie no. Osie me nuanom a monye bi ni ma me ntum so mu na kakra hɔ mo nkonye bi nie.
Na aban
hold on.
One enti almost start June.
Ai enti no ya wade nyina ho kwan. Na so nye ni nyina na fata yan. Nya ade nyina na be pese ye ma ne hye so. Na nado danko akufo ado ne na aban ama nuama hyehyehye Ghana fo so dodo. Endi tie se wo biribi yu a nka 8 years ago anu anye. Na ya to abama omo elusu ni ye backdate ankrofo appointment. Oh we near the meanwhile no office na wo de na ekọ no. Ankrofo ate ho. A wo mo hwe o. Wo mu ni sa brante mini na hye ase. Na nsen anu obaaye. Inti sa na appointment baka so wuji no be June. Na abrante no report say bia endra twa mu no a wonu no hu na wo sere. Inti no look, every Ghanaian irrespective of the government on power deserve to get employment. I agree 100%. And inti no this revocation, no, I support it 100%. Woman kofie. Now, if you look at the case, each case by case basis. One more a fantasy of our woman. His Excellency John Dramani Mahama is very generous. Overfoul. Intino, for me, that idea, it should serve as a caution to all political parties, both NDC and MPP. So, what will be you are? You're more 4 years. As I say, we are. And yes, you are to Abama wa. Wu be kofie no na afi na osisa nkrofogum ori ase. So for me it's a caution to all of us. I mean, why would you wait until elections are over? You've lost elections. Yes, we are president emrama ho kwan na nso no, you see, by common sense no, it won't work. And what and for me sa akufo do na ban person omo ye bebia nko omo ye dadada. Look menua oman ya ye chichiri sisi ano. One oral for report on the His Excellency John Dramani Mahama. Neshe enuama e womo mo discover. Bangalo simkwa nka womo bubuo etunton amankrofo ne sika omo aton ade no. Udwunu ho anti ase no. Eni sika ahri Ghana sa oral for yi enuama omo de abeto ho no. Yes, Attorney General and security agencies in Yanhwehwemu. Look at the kind of money we are mentioning, over 2 billion. Over 20 billion.
20 billion, yes.
Over $20 billion. Sa early in the economy wo ya hwe bebia ye city na ho ondin wo. O dey say nansen anyamiadum His Excellency John Dramani Mahama bae. So on say dollar no, a city na ho ondin koso kakra. Ene amene wo ka say city no any nam 15 Ghana cedis meboa. Exactly. Endra me to $1. It was 15 Ghana. I bought it at Fidelity Bank. It was 15 Ghana cedis. Okay? Intino adia na ninam 17.5, 17.8. Na nyamiadum within 1 month. His Excellency John Dramani Mahama. And adia no
handing over day.
You see, the moment John Dramani Mahama winning election, you know, you see, there's in economies, there is something that drives perception, drives economy in a way. And no crime dollar and started a city starting on. So from that time of winning December 7 up to a name in Okaseno, shall be a dollar no never 17.8, 17.9, and then in 15 Ghana city. That's a very good one. Intino, let allow His Excellency John Dramani Mahama no more money. Share near man crofwa a year or for a camwasam. Many anum. Share Asasia East a cantonment.
But oral report, yeah, mass for me.
Meba
recruitment.
And Intino, what I'm saying is, there is pressure already in this economy.
Okay.
So much pressure. And it's all and some of the vacancies, a job recruitment, a duplication of duties near day. The expenditure and then the salary pairs near you. Meanwhile, no. Uhwe bebrenu recruitment no kra no ase obi hya hodada ejuma na wo ye no a wo bi chese wato agum se wonso kwaji biribi di keke emwa yan aninti no I support the revocation 100%. Say menuanom monkofie afi ne ya ba ye ba hwehwem woni asase agi wo mo adwuma no ye bedu o adwuma na afetie you see se wohwem yie a ho aban adwuma ye fa nkrofo wo mu no entumi ma oman no adwuma mo ensini adwuma wo beboa ankurankru ni yebue so wotumi create environment so enable business friendly na taxes no wotete so bet tax levy friend is saying COVID-19 tax any ade nyina wotete ne nyina so na woyi ne nyina from na environment near fine na dollar ne cedi no ahoden kosoro na nkrofo tumi bue wo adwuma mu a you have a lot of employment otherwise no aban adwuma kakra yi a wo ho no na obese ko park nkrofo gu mu na ye ma bebre bruso a ebi kura nye bribi yo oninam ho adisa no akwa ebusumi so a wakwa akwaji salary na look yes can be imposed and then US is actually cancelling our aid South Africa for the eko ani de keka ho inti si yan fryan tamayi na kakra ye wono ya hwesu yie a look ye bedi adok no kwa so for me it's a very good thing yeah and it must be a warning and an advice to every party political party and party NDC account so yeah you have 4 years mandate Adan ye se ye twen ya to abawie December 7 afa ni ye te sankrofo akogu adwumam say ya ye bi da sa ban bia ye bi da it doesn't mean say ye nkoso nye otiase ese ye jai ewo kwan bi so ebere beba ese ye jai anye sa na de bia obi aye bi da ntumi so me ye obi aye bi da ntumi so da ban na ye be jai yo enti no look let's allow the sleeping dog to lie. His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, to reset the economy. Wakachire Ghana for etiena supem omato abama no. Allow him to use his strategy of resetting the economy and look. And I'm telling you, sir, you are seeing the signs already. You see the capacity of every economy, the strength of every economy. You can clearly see it like Baumiaka, you know. You see, fundamentals can only be determined to be strong when the exchange rate tells you the truth. The exchange rate today, you understand? And intino said the Baumiaka, you know, look at the exchange rate. It will tell you, say, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, he's fulfilling his promises to get his cabinet.
Exchange rate to economy is strong.
No, the point I'm making to you, Nise, the exchange rate today should tell you that the economy is gradually gaining ground. And that is exactly what Bawumia said. Meboa. Or saying, when the fundamentals are wrong, are weak, the exchange rate will expose you. As I speak to you now, the exchange rate is getting strength. The city is getting strength. The fundamentals are getting better. Okay. I mean, that's exactly what it is. Within a month. And that is what should shock you. That is what should shock you. That within a month, His Excellency John Dramani Mahama's economic policies and the things he's doing is getting the economy back on track. You must know.
But you say,
there
are opinions. So be share opinion.
No, what he's saying is not fact. These are not facts.
I am telling you. I am telling you, sir. Endra ye tremi. Endra Monday ye tremi. Bito dollar.
Can I raise the point?
Hold on. Oh Jesus Christ. Mito dollar. Mito no Fidelity Bank. And the rate that I was given was 15 Ghana cedis to $1. I am telling to you, sir, before election, the dollar was 17.5. You tell me whether I'm lying or not. Do you understand?
I wanted you to say it immediately.
Check the dollar before election. 2024. He said 2024. He said 2024.
from January to December, how much was the dollar? 17 CDs. It
Was when? 2024.
It's not true. It's not true. Me patron. Let's stop it. Now say
2024, how much?
Oh, in Kodru 17. Men, and
How
yet,
much was the dollar 2024?
Honorable, I don't know if you said it earlier, but if you said 17, yeah, it's not true. 17.5. I know about a $1.
Me say,
Go to Fidelity Bank and then
me say,
Hero cries.
as some
I am telling you confidence of boy.
me say, go to 2024. 2024. How much was the dollar? 2024.
Good.
And I am telling you about dollar.
Honorable Vondi. Fact, they say 17 CDs no intro. It is not true.
No, it is true. Go to 2024. Check how much is dollar.
Okay, in 2024, when the court
Look at from January to December 2024. Tell me whether the dollar you will see 17 Ghana cedis to $1. See it.
Which man they do 17 CDs?
Oh God, me see. Tell we have some training. Who phone? Google it. Look at from 2024 January up to December. Tell me within the period whether the dollar had never hit 17.
No, it
so check.
So it is not true.
So check.
Which man did
It is not 17. It is
Why
not
are you
true.
saying which one? Check. I am telling you that is what it is. How can you say that? I will Google it for you now.
Don't Google it.
Now you are running away from Google. You are running away from Google. You see that you are running away from Google.
You are my good brother. Why are you doing this? You are running away from Google.
Ekosiisen suni higher sempa 94.7. Honorable, let establish it. 17 CDs in the year 2024 is not true. I don't want to say it's a lie, but it is not true.
It is true. What's the difference between it is a lie and it is not true?
I don't want to say it is a lie.
Diplomatically telling me
It
I'm
is
lying.
not true.
Diplomatically telling me I'm lying. It is not true. How can you say that? I will Google it for you.
Please go ahead.
His Excellency John Dramani Mahama's economic policies and even the nomination of
economic policy made to
listen.
He's not even had an economic policy.
Even the nomination of ministers
Okay.
and so forth and so on.
Inti, let me help you. Let me help you.
He doesn't need help.
Let me help you. Inti, in 2024,
Listen to him, please.
the highest was around November 8th, 2024. That was 16.415.
Exactly.
Don't talk again.
The lowest in the year 2024 was in January 9th, actually, 2024. Now 11.911. The average for the year is 14.478. In the 17 cities, it's not true. It has never
You
happened.
can just take the monthly.
I don't know where you are getting your figures from. How do you say A? If I don't know the source of your figures, you are telling me A.
Okay, man, let him give you.
If I don't know the source of your figures and where you are reading from, you are telling me A. Did you disclose your source? Did you disclose your source
You don't
to
even
me?
have anything to give.
Did you disclose your source to me?
17 farmer is.
I had just told you, say, $1
It's not
dollar.
true. Don't say that.
Hold,
I
why you
also,
did
I also
this?
bought dollar yesterday.
You didn't. You didn't. You
Wait,
are,
show me yours and then
Okay. I think it's settled. It's settled.
Settle how?
It's settled.
And I'm telling you that my source is this. You have no source. The only
Ekosiisen
quoting
suni.
figure.
No, by your source fidelity, no. What's say 15?
Exactly.
Yes.
It's not true.
Who's the 15 cities?
Yes. No.
you are going to test an individual to ask him. I am telling you that I've been in the system and that's what it has brought it. Physically, you are here trying to call somebody.
How much?
And that's why you are talking.
Hold on. How much did you buy it yesterday?
15 Ghana cedi to $1.
In the year 2024, did you buy $1 at 17 cities?
I am telling you that in the year 2024, when you go to this forex bureau to buy dollar, you can never get dollar less than 17 Ghana cedis that I told you. And I bought dollars in 2024.
But I'm sure.
Why are you talking like this? Why are you talking like this?
No. I know that why he's doing that.
No, me who be
There
that?
is a car for no. Also, you know,
you think I'm desperate for position?
I am daring you. As a matter of fact, I'm daring you. You are desperate. Nigga, baby, I'm daring you. Tell me, you know. Listen to me. See, it's like a four no. I was all your word. I was all to be your word. Now can you pay? Me say.
Honorable Bondi, I think as the host of this show, no, hold on.
Did you disclose yourself?
Hold on. Maybe that's a way for a normal. Go to exchange rates.com. You go there.
Bank of Ghana, the rates are there.
They are there. The rates are verifiable. It's not something. Let me say, hold on. Honorable. Oh yeah, member of parliament of the Republic of Ghana.
I'm not trying to impugn my integrity.
No, he's
trying to be sarcastic.
No, I am not. What I'm saying is, as a house, MPs me no am studio ha me pamocho. Mama ajobreo. Listen, because people are listening. Let me state the fact one more time and then we move on. In the year 2024, the highest the dollar went, November 8th, 2024, 16.415 Ghana cedis. The lowest, January 9th, 2024, 11.911 Ghana cedis. Average over the period, 14.478 Ghana cedis. End of story.
So Mama, Mama, the dollar was more than allow him to talk.
On this, no. We are okay. We are fine.
Because I didn't mislead the public.
We are done. We are done on this subject. My entwas were Ekosiisen Suni. A higher Sempa 94.7 FM. We say Obi. Good afternoon. The submission made by Atik Mohammed that the public sector is choked does not support the 24-hour economic policy where 3 sets of employees will be doing the same work. They will do the same work on 3 different shifts.
I think who to assassinate.
This is very interesting. Anyway,
remember I will come off after you.
I think say Honorable Bondi so tia say almost is omuno so na or see the economic policies of Mama Nyamfa economic policy.
May say end of March ending. End of February now. March first week within March. First week March.
And I make any economic benefit, it cannot be attributable to his policies because on Nyamfa need them buy.
Okay.
What I say. Okay. And I am, if I were in a position to advise, look. 1 month, and already people are marking performance. To the sense that task force to monitor
and task force look like cabinet ministers.
Me do want me here because what are you monitoring?
No, the task force na Juma say, and where the Felix Kwacho for so kind and making. Omo Juma and say, Omampenyi make specific promises in 126
items.
Most of those promises now extradale between ministries. Into the ministers involved, have been put together to work together and monitor and make sure, say, all those promises will be delivered. And that's the explanation.
Just so we need a 19-member squad
every week. There's a new
to monitor the 26 items.
Yes,
I mean
because
we don't need that
ministries.
No. Every ministry, and let me say every minister, any what the manifesto is asking him to do.
Yes.
The 120-day promises, they are captured in the manifesto.
Yes.
Every minister is fully aware of what he's supposed to do. And you constitute them together to go and have conferences and meetings to discuss what?
If government hold on. If government is making efforts to fulfill promise,
you don't need that.
What's wrong with it?
My point is, you don't need a task force. What you need is for them to deliver on the KPI say they are more.
But it is not in your domain to decide how we run our economy, our policies.
Let's have it. Atik Vondi, let's have Vondi. Mayenya a decent conversation. One after the other. Why, Mr. Let him finish.
That's not how governance is done. Every decision you take, we have every right to place it under a microscope and give our opinions because it involves our money. Look, at this point in time, every productive hour that is wasted is a cost to us, the taxpayers.
Yeah, but cabinet ministers coming together to monitor or more. Wait, how is that time wasting?
How is the monitoring going to be done? How is the monitoring going to be done?
They will take the box. Maybe away your kind.
Do you need a tax? That is precisely my point. Ministry BIA for example, let's say
one of the promises
was to set up a committee to review the
constitution.
No, the dialogue,
economic dialogue. Yeah.
Do you need a 90-member group to monitor the Ministry of Finance at our group and as our committee? Do you need that?
But the dialogue should happen.
And Amike, do you need a task force to monitor whether a C and as a C? The president has given instructions to the Minister for Finance. This has to happen. The minister is fully aware, say in our manifesto, within 120 days, this must happen. That's why, you don't need a 90-member group to be on his tail saying, look, you need to make this thing happen. Why, just say he's incompetent and he doesn't deserve to be there.
But don't you also think, say, another layer to create a kind of peer pressure among ministers?
Can I make a point?
If you are doing peer review of ministers, it's different from constituting a body. What is here? Our body needs they will be monitoring the promises you made to be delivered in 120 days. That's different. You can have some like minister peer review of some sort. That is different. But in here, what body? They will be meeting to discuss and so. And these are man hours that are being wasted. That's the point I'm trying to make. And after 120 days, are you going to maintain the task force? Because you made a lot of promises.
But let me even ask a question.
Are you going to maintain that committee to keep monitoring the performance of all other ministers? And you dissolve it after the 120 days?
19 members. Yes. 17 of them are
17 ministers.
They are the cabinet ministers.
They are the very people who are supposed to be.
Out of the 60, these are the cabinet ministers.
Yes.
Cabinet ministers. Cabinet ministers, cabinet meetings every Tuesday or every Wednesday. At the presidency. They are cabinet ministers who give reports
and discuss their
programs.
No. Maybe Felix our question. His response was say even at cabinet there are cabinet subcommittees. Even specific tasks.
But cabinet subcommittees committees cabinet members put them together into committees. Run the country. So what I'm saying is that what's the essence of the cabinet meeting? The cabinet meeting is conducted on that
progress
to monitor whatever your programs, your manifesto promises are here. So we know say okay, this is a government program. Now government major policy. I mean, Mathieu Bifi or when major policy, 24-hour economy. Okay, so I don't know a flagship. In their cabinet, it must permeate through all the ministries because it was a ministry behind implementing our policy somehow. And to book a cabinet, what do you do a cabinet? You discuss your programs and your policies. What do you want to do? Whether you are achieving the policy or not. So you have KPIs, sir. What's set into every agency of state, ministry, I want to key performance indicators are on him. Or cabinet meetings or
presentation on
our cabinet. And so what about this new committee?
Into where
are you not reading in between the lines? Are you not seeing something strange there you see by way becoming like now when people use words it's becoming like I say that's what they want to do as a committees now and go for people committees so
how can you say that you are talking about ministers coming together
we're going to set up
in way 120 days social contract task force
and it's
chairperson Dr. Valerie Sawyer,
who is only a presidential advisor,
senior presidential advisor.
There's going to be a secretariat for this committee.
Oh no!
I am telling you, how will they work?
You have a meeting point.
How will they work? I'm on your report. They will have committees. They will have clerks who write reports. I'm telling you.
That's the point.
I am not by this saying it, but I'm just telling Ghanaians or giving you indications.
In my honest view, this is a needless
committee. A completely needless committee. I'm telling you.
I have not contributed on this matter.
Membership of the committee, you know, Ato Force and Finance.
Exactly. Mr. Cabinet Minister
for Energy.
These are cabinet
ministers. Trade. Dominic Aini, AG.
Cabinet Minister.
Haruna Idrisu, Education. Jifago Mashi, Tourism. George Opariado, Youth Development. Namomolate, Gender. Kwabena Minta Kando, Health. Rashid Pelpo,
these
Employment.
are the cabinet ministers, 70 of them.
Kofi Amabua, Lands. Sam George, Communications. Mutala Mohammed, Environment.
All the ministers.
Gusitamo, Presidential Advisor on 24-hour Economy. Prosper Bani, National Security Advisor. COP Kofi Boache retired, Director of Operations.
This is the creme de la creme of the government.
Professor Francis Dodo, Presidential Advisor. Joyce Bauer Mokhtari, Presidential Advisor.
Okay, this is the creme de la creme of the
government.
Okay,
my brother, we a lawyer. Be very sincere before God and man. Just tell me the truth. So, needless. I don't stand to be corrected. It is completely needless. It doesn't.
You are not the vision bearer.
No,
the president is the vision bearer.
I am just telling you.
He thinks
because cabinet
is what would help him deliver on his promises.
They will drink tea. They will drink. They will eat biscuits.
So when I
and then I'll be careful with him.
But that's it. You see, it can never be needless. I will say you're signing social contract. You need Ghana for His Excellency John Dramani Mahama. Why a lot of promises. Anna, why you be a 24? Friends saying first 120 days. As I saw deliver. It been say or per se before yanya to a baby near the Nesusua within 2 weeks. No, obeying the cabinet ministers. Why yes, idea no. Why any pepper with this so. Number 2. 120 days no wakan some baku mienu miensa na enu mansia opeso wo ye
baku aduonu nsia 26
opeso wo ye aninti wafa ministers opese woni wo mo ye aninti no ye bede ni abom ni ahwese dia yakase ye beye no ye beye anti cabinet ministers ebi mu wo anya minister Harry Soya onya minister
Harry Soya bi anka
your friend is saying Valerie onya minister
or a senior presidential advisor
Joyce Bauer onya minister what do you say Gusitano onya minister what do you say munyina no I have put all of you together say adia ya pese ye 120 days no we want to monitor ourselves and make sure say we are able to deliver for Ghanaians to know that the pass no.
Within the first 120 days, on your cabinet meeting.
Maybe. Cabinet meetings, it is an established thing. But we have some specific within 120 days. And internal, how do we coordinate? How do we collaborate?
How do we collaborate? If this task force will be dealing with promises now, what would cabinet be discussing?
Cabinet hono. Meindi ni say Gusitano mu nyina ya cabinet minister.
Presidential advisor will be there.
Hold on.
Meet you.
Cabinet no about 4 years ye be adwuma no but we have specifics that we want to do. This 120 days no when ye pese ye hey me babun tie no listen Liam Kambom.
Yes.
Na ye shase. Sa 120 day promise we yetimi aye. Bimi awobi. Don't you think we are jumping the gun? Adena mo me yan twen.
Okay.
Na strategy a wo mo di atokwan mu say yatia a tax force aye hwese sa de ye be ye. Na said 120 days in this one. What about the examination? What can say the
last time I trained BBC was when another car said 125. He's in a hurry. It Ghana for and training market results by number of ministers
Who share His Excellency John Dramani? Who share His Excellency John Dramani Mahama Din? Nanado dankwa din bi anim. This is His Excellency John Dramani Mahama. Na who here sa who koshi who do kwaye na koshi a Jate na wo de koshi no. And obe say kwaye na be hia na say enhye. Look at the beginning of His Excellency John Dramani Mahama no ma wa start here. first promise wa mano wa deliver meboa. So obey ye ministers within 14 days of so aye.
Yes.
Onye
Yes.
so aye.
Yes.
Next phase no okono. Intino look for me. Listen for me.
Yes.
Say John Mahama ka say His Excellency or for me task force. No for me. Nasu wetimi deliver our nuama opeso yema Ghana. What problem do you have about
We have
that?
a problem.
Listen, unless of course you are pointing out to some illegality, of which I don't think that is what you are doing.
No.
I don't think you are doing that. You are only sharing your view. Say, and Kwamuko cabinet, they should discuss what they want to discuss. That is your view. But you see, yeah, go share the formula be shebi. And the person is saying, said, this is how we are going. Together we are achieving this within 120 days of our administration. We are doing that. First one, why are we talking when the person had not even attained the 120 days?
You don't want us to talk.
Why are we talking? Intinu for me.
One day, Kasa waka wo studio hey, and the ubuzan go for why are they talking?
Listen, 120 days, you know. Then we can assess him. Listen, I started talking 6 years to Nana Danko Akufo-Addo's government. And I started Kasa because I decided to allow him to do what he want to do. Let's see. Me who say what fairly potono, and I'm starting Kasa. Look, let's allow His Excellency John Dramani Mahama to use his strategy to deliver this country to reset this economy, and it will work. It will work. Inti Misramo.
Okay.
Look, forming a task force to ensure that what we said to do, we've been able to do it. What is wrong about that?
Because what people are looking at.
The point is that
I think what they are looking at is a task force to monitor deliveries. You can get an external.
The best examiner.
Yeah, the president.
Exactly.
There should be a delivery unit.
Listen. The best examiner is self-discipline. The best examiner is not somebody who is out there.
It doesn't.
Oh.
We don't do it like that.
We
don't do it like that. You cannot just say
radio so Vondi Vondi sisi I said the article no we party in government. It is here an obaha unyo opposition member it is tobo and what say who abema unkasa bebre nyabotre.
Allow us to implement our vision. Allow us to implement our vision to reset this economy. Why are you fighting us? Allow us to implement our vision. Stop fighting us. Befi, stop fighting us.
I didn't know. Donald Trump dressing and so far.
Yes,
I think the end I'll see a crowd.
Transition slow. Too slow. So quicken the pace to get into the mood of government. Yes.
Opposition.
You mean when I'm telling the truth, I shouldn't have the vim to say it?
I'm holding the one, the 26 items.
26 items. Okay.
Let's take point 2 for example. To constitute the leanest and most efficient government under the Fourth Republic.
Yes.
In 90 days. Ntitima OTA, how are they going to monitor that? He's the one responsible for all appointments.
Yes.
How are they going to they are going to monitor the president in his appointment?
No, say be a non-count. Say there are other.
Did you hear what is the name of the committee?
20 Social Contract Task Force. And there are 26 promises in this.
And this is the second one I'm just mentioning to you. Unless I don't maybe if you want.
So maybe they can tell the president that President I say yard or something had here. And so they can do that.
And the president Nangaza or my or share bono. He wouldn't know the numbers are me Ekoso. And Ekoso. And this one.
Yes.
0.5. Within my first 90 days in office, scrap the following and even the draconian taxes
to alleviate hardships
and ease the high cost of
doing business. Yes.
E-levy.
Yes.
COVID levy.
Yes.
10% levy on bed winnings.
Yes.
And emissions levy. I have had issues. Look, me betting taxi. I even said, look, the rate was too low. Because sometimes tax is not, you use tax policy not just to raise or increase revenue, but sometimes to correct certain things in society. What you say? Look, among you would aware in some training. You listen to some of the
kind of Ghana for 2 abama again.
Tobo mani finance.
Oh no, what was on
Kondi Tobo why mani.
Look, and I said the rate should even be high, but they have a contrary view. They feel that they are going to scrap it.
Yes.
And this is a fiscal policy.
Yes.
Yeah, the person who is responsible
the
for
Minister of Finance.
Do you need the Minister of Finance to monitor himself to do this?
Do this.
He knows that I need to do this in my first budget to Parliament. Do you need a 90-member gang to tell him, say, hey, Massa, I'm out review? He knows what he's going to do there. Because this is going to feature prominently in his first budget. The government's first economic policy. This is going to feature. You don't need a 90-member group to remind him of that. What has here? And emission taxi, look, as somebody who is into sustainable development, even though my belief is that when it comes to emissions,
yes,
we are one of the. I mean, if you put all the LCD 47 of us together, we are emitting by 3%. But we must also show, signing Paris Agreement. One of the things we promised the world, say, we are going to take steps to mitigate, the effects of climate change.
Yes.
And one of it is to come up with ideas that will reduce your emission. And if one of the measures is say we are going to have an emission levy.
Yes.
It will encourage people to switch to EVs, to electronic vehicles. Yes, fire environment free. Because that is the only reason I see in the scrapping of this particular levy. So climate change is not a big deal for us. Until we can scrap the levy that will encourage people to want to move to EVs. And see, in economics, there will be different externalities, things that distort market. One of the things, different externalities, negative externalities.
Yes.
For example, if somebody is causing pollution, there's always a way to correct that negative externality. And one of the ways is through taxes. So if somebody is polluting the environment and is causing emissions, one of the ways you can do that is through a tax. They call it Piguvian tax. And this levy by itself is not because government wants to raise revenue from the emission levy, but is to get a certain outcome. What is here?
Yes.
So those of us are here using cars that are powered by fossil fuels. We should be minded, say, cars are here driving a high environment. And the levy in the bar, it will begin to turn our minds towards more economical, more environmentally sustainable cars, which are the electric vehicles. But you see, a be free home. You don't need a 90-member group to tell the minister, say, you be free home. There are so many other things. For example, 24-hour economy. Already work with UOB, who is fully in charge.
Yes.
Mika Gusitano. What's our dinner Casa squad? Is he going to monitor? Really and truly, if you wanted OB to monitor, let us and our civil society should be the ones to measure how far or how slow, how quick or how slow you are in achieving these 100 and
an external body be of a sort.
You should be able to do the monitoring. But for me, they are going to be spending man hours trying to find out now Minister of Finance is busy with Gusitano. So what's up? How far? 24-hour economy. Not to say busy. How far with the taxes? Like at the end of the day, what's up? What must say? You need an external body.
Do you think, sir, because of this, it is likely, sir, cabinet meetings will not be regular?
I'm sure it will still be regular. So this will become like a duplication or some needless extension of the work of cabinet. That's what I see. Look, within cabinet, they could say, the subcommittee on maybe government projects or whatever. You could just tax them. Already you have those committees. You don't need to set up a new task force.
Or maybe the idea is cabinet will now be looking at big item Neoma.
What is bigger than?
Hold on. Mind you, apart from the 120 days Neoma, the manifesto has a lot of other commitments.
So are you going to have a task force to be monitoring the others? You are saying they are not important.
Cabinet will be looking at those. And then this task force is just 120.
So cabinet will not be looking at the 120, the 11 is cabinet won't be looking into that. Is that what you're saying? The cabinet will not be looking into the 24-hour economy, how it is going to take off. Cabinet is still going to do the very things that AC body and look, we all mean well for this government. But some of the things are because Whether the spokesperson for the president and now Obina edit betu our achievements in the last 1 month.
Yeah, and Ramekani now eduji tamaklo.
Okay, that's that's a personal private otherwise. But if it were idea buying edibetu or the ankami or some kind, but if it's just one
no, but say achievement I eduji the two then a woman anya no kre.
It's not about no kre no. 1 month you are already touting achievements.
If you had made the economy up within 1 month, wouldn't you talk about it?
If you had done what?
If you had messed the economy up,
how can you mess it up? We are not even presenting a policy to mess it up.
We are messing it up. We are doing things, but what you talk about?
But what have you done?
How can you mess it up? You've not even presented a policy to mess it up.
About 1 month, no.
How are you going to mess it up?
And for cry, yes, for more Juma, you see the appointment have been revoked. Which one? Waka said what team
achievement.
Maybe
part of the achievement.
What Waka Sama?
Achievement now.
Obi, it's a 4-year.
Even it's 1 day. Whatever we've done, we'll talk about it.
Can you just
people should just slowly. I can understand the exuberance, but people should slow. They need to slow down.
Enra, I went through
some of the achievements. I think will be all.
Let me I saw it on Facebook, but I just feel people should slow down.
Achievement 1 month
to be done.
No, 1 month.
There is more than enough time to showcase whatever you would have you would do.
Okay.
What I say, 1 month there, Sebi, government is not even fully formed. Abenium for economic policy in
Is it for I can't four no? Is it done a you boxing ball?
Nipa for say.
I can't force it.
No, sir. There are appointments to.
There are more than that.
No, 4. No, ministerial appointments.
Ministerial. Deputy ministers, no 4 more.
4
to make it.
I say no. Bia person kasa de ni bia who say go for kasa. No, wua. Kasa na.
Man can't equity. Man bomb equity.
I don't mention your name.
Into 1 month achievement, no. Commence discussions with key stakeholders to restore peace in Boko. Number 1. Yeah, number 1. No. Number 2.
Commence discussion.
Yeah,
that's why you have to make a move.
Okay, so
constituted committee to set up the gold board. Yes. Formed an 8-member education forum planning committee to submit report and plan. Formed the economic dialogue planning committee to plan and engage necessary stakeholders to revive economy.
You can say because it's in their 120.
No, but it's
yes, like 120 days.
Look at the members.
2 nina 120.
Okay,
set up tripartite committee to negotiate and determine minimum wage and base pay for public sector workers.
It's done everywhere. Every government does it. Every government does it. Yes.
Issued directive through EPA for immediate halt of illegal mining activities in forest and water bodies. Nyabotre. Enra tape ni available with my Enra. I think you heard the number 6, right? The EPA directive.
You see, we issued Mazda issue the statement on this Galamsey issue.
Yeah, Mazda.
You think this is how you are going to combat Galamsey?
No, so I say,
anyway, it's good. Everybody's it's good. It's good. It tells you that
issue directive through EPA for immediate halt of illegal mining activities in forest and water bodies.
And that is the point I'm making. If you look at that recommendation, our first recommendation, that government causes an immediate cessation of Galamsey.
Yes.
It's not the EPA woman who is going to do that. It is the Minister for Lands and Natural Resources who has the power per the Act to suspend all licenses.
Yes.
What I say?
Yes.
Until if you are not using the right person to issue this command.
No,
why do you think? I mean, look, there are people who have concessions. What you say before the LI, I don't know if it was later repealed.
Yes.
Was it successfully repealed? The LI that allowed...
No, it's not been.
Exactly. So if somebody has concessions,
they still have the license to operate.
The woman cannot tell the person not to go into the forest. But the Minister for Lands and Natural Resources can look. I think Section 87 of the Act empowers the minister that if it is in the public interest, you can suspend all licenses.
Yes.
And it is for that minister to say, look,
rather give the
anybody at all who is mining, you have a concession in a forest area. Jai, I've suspended the kind of license. No.
Okay.
And but Mami are called more directive. You can mean have a bigger concession. Your directive cannot stop me.
Reduced undergraduate residential facility fees from 3,000 cedis to 2,500 cedis.
Only University of Ghana. 500 cedis.
Only University of Ghana. Directive was targeted at University of Ghana.
It was reduced UG. Yeah, UG University of
Ghana.
Residential facility fees from 3,000.
So what about KNUST? And UCC?
I didn't know. You are only reading out what he wrote. I didn't know how. Omo kasana mi kasa bi o se me nya bo she. Are you being biased towards me?
O microphone no.
O biased towards you.
Really, I'm going. Me kasa wo was because you want me to go.
Donald Trump's mentee.
Low budget.
Because you see what me kasa so.
Low budget Donald Trump. Me person me go through na mama mu nyina kwan na obi a comment nti mu nya abotre. Number 8 here, averted imminent and orchestrated power crisis. That's number 8. Number 9, reduced ministries from 30 to 23. Number 10, Miria.
No, just you have some.
That's good. That I like.
Averted imminent and orchestrated power crisis.
But the power crisis, you know,
the Minister of Energy communicated to the Ghanaian people, communicated to us. Omoba to power fuel on beto na e wo form.
And
they imported.
Yeah, they have.
And what has happened now?
Say this ama dum so bia ma.
Do them ba hemfa. God had dum so bia who do so.
I want to stand out here.
Go to Kofodia and see. Everywhere, every
reduced ministries from 30 to 23, which is a good achievement. Good. Presented formal request to the IGP. Okay. Presented formal request to the IGP for investigations and report on deaths during 2020 and 2024 elections.
What death?
Halted sale of state lands and request to Land Commission for submission of detailed report on state land purchases. Reversed tier number 12 achievement. Oh, tier. No, see, I'm doing mic. The microphone is off. The microphone is off. No, when the microphone is on, now it is off. Reversed seeming culture of silence with directive to CHAS to highlight challenges associated with the implementation of free SHS program.
Residential facilities.
Yes.
Traditional horse. No?
Yes.
And Abankra doesn't even have control. It's the university that decides.
Yes.
So you can say what? So you are going to pay the difference.
Yeah, the state would subsidize.
Yes, so don't say you caused a reduction. Say you subsidized because you are paying at the end of the day. And yes, who the directive no cause.
How you've reduced the suffering on the ordinary Ghanaian.
No.
Let's face it.
Read that part.
Hold on.
My brother.
Even in electricity bills, say lifeline customers bill a what form it will form because a buying subsidize it. But ultimately a power consumer and other lifeline category. When you some relief. And that's what this is about.
No, what the Mami Kwame can say.
A reduced UG
University of Ghana.
UG residential facility fees from 3,000 to 2,000.
What about KNUST?
It means that it's a government policy.
Absolutely.
That said, look, schoolway tissue from 3,000 to 2,500.
Yes.
But it's as if like it was exorbitant. The Abai instructed them to reduce it. But I'm saying that residential facility is a fee. Abai cannot tell the university because you don't run the facilities for them. You
Abai would have
some difference. So you have subsidized.
Yes.
You see, if Omukana Sana, people will begin to raise questions. Because
but the end effect of subsidy is to reduce.
when NDC brought kosher.
Yes. Yes.
What was the idea? So we take care of tuition, you take care of the RFC.
RFC, no, yes.
Now you are taking care of it and you are subsidizing it again, which means it's going to be a cost. Who's going to pay for it?
The taxpayer.
That's the Ministry of Education and need budget for sir because then come plans.
No, but so my point. Can I also ask a question?
And because it's affecting
public interest question.
Yeah.
Your argument is so sound. I'm telling you, very sound. What about the other public universities? And what achievement? You cannot call this an achievement.
Can I respond?
There are some administrative things.
Can I respond?
Yes.
But the way,
but they are not.
Honorable. Can I respond?
Yeah,
I hope someone was assumed there.
Let me listen to you.
I hope someone was assumed there.
Honorable, I'm listening to you.
Aduji Tamaklo. I can say within 1 month, you know.
Yes.
A dear way near ye. And intino. On to me, Cassa, dear young ye, no, or
Sure.
And into 1 month in ye, no. Ya read you see University of Ghana for a friend say residential facility fee, you know.
Yes.
From 3,000
to 2,500.
And only a year. Ya nyanya ke NUS for dear. I then see a kaka home. And to Sabio, 1 month new 30 days as some near come. And Tadan Yenya butre kakra. One was a coup for the name quality to me better. And
then in call for and in Kuala.
Oh, Ninquala. Where I could for Aquala.
Or a member of parliament.
Me Crawford.
Your colleague MP.
Yes. Me better penny. I could for the name Crawford. A Timmy better Hakasa. 1 month. 1 month. Menia. The ayayano. Ye dear betu dwa ye ka ho asem de yanya ye no ade necessary ye de betu dwa ye ka nokre ye ntwan pro menua eni nti no I see Ghana ha ya to abama president within 14 days no we ni cabinet minister nyina wie within 14 days na nyoma ye boboso akase ye boboso wetimi aye menua within 14 days 1 month ni o Ayetimi seti committee ora achin crofwa and Nuamanka Elko, some of the bungalows that they were going to destroy, demolish near dear Yenina Yamiadum Yadi report na come president Kasa may be clear womu will hand you over straightly at the Ama Attorney General so won't go him. I mean, what else are you expecting? Anyway, so who oppositioner can say baby now can. But I think that Ghanaians who are listening to us, they know say Akwanya John Dramani Mahama, His Excellency Fasono, ya kwan papa, edi o man, ebeba besi, and internal look, ya no, and one some the asem women can want me.
They make can say, they been van for Unia no be or besi. Your
Casafio, and into the Messere. Adujita maklase mo ayi we no de beto ho no statement no beto ho no ayade a wo kenkan a enukura nso bi ni wo bekase yenye ebia wo bekase you are not satisfied about it wo betimi aka of course you are Ghanaian wo betimi share your view about it but the fact is that these are things that you can see that we've done it. And it is true that we've done it. We'll be say other schools. No, yes, this is 30 days. Yeah, yebi, ebibeba. We are talking about 30 days. Menuya, and then you can share your view about the things that are there better.
Okay.
But the fact is that you cannot say it was not done. And I say, yeah, there is nothing there. Dear Wakano, and yeah, when it when we say yeah. And Menuya, let allow His Excellency John Dramani Mahama to carry the country along because this country must be reset. The way Oma saying it must be reset.
Papa, Honorable Befi on this way.
Me can be to your account. Me person me say obia entia government policy. We are okay. Minya eduji. I mean, we have to also give him the benefit of the doubt. At least, no any opinion. I'm not sure it's the opinion or it is something that the party has asked him to do.
How can't you see it yourself?
So my point is that something about policy. Policy, we all know. universities obia ma wo school o manu nyanketo no university obia ko school first year for no ko school 3 weeks ni ya could treat your school fees last 2 weeks you did the school fee be begin say new University of Ghana and Kwan academic user fee any FN saying any facilities residential facility fees to baby all the universities public universities in Ghana now we say why University of Ghana on my directive whether they've implemented it or not no you as at now it government catch them but as to whether it has been implemented or done and you now what was the achievement I mean see we're not joking we're not playing at all I was say who say a man when I'm also and obia nhemu enso mo konse munya di we chenche anya se be kumo yenza mutombo ase na mo hye ne mayi me gidi se de mo ye no enye
and they should have included they dropped charges against people were
starting trials. Senior looters of the state.
Why? Is it not an achievement?
Principal looters.
Even the agents are the things that constitute achievements. And also can be.
They are the principal looters of the state.
Ekosiisen, we still have to talk about oral, and then we box oral together with Nole Prosecutions, AG, DN, and then we make progress. Ekosiisen, Ehaya Sempa, 94.7 FM. Argentra, let me take the opportunity and read just 2 or 3 messages. Na yenti di yetie fo so eka na afei ya hwe atwa. So Obi, please ask the NPP man, was the government recruiting the people in the function previous years when they were in power? So this recruitment is mal-intentioned. It's their intention to burden the incoming government. Okay. Abdul Rahim Mohammed, Achem Ofuase, o message in the first part, in Shada clear, Papa. You may want to look at it. We say Obi. Good evening. Please, there is a whole documentary airing on various TV stations about the first 30 days in office and the achievement. Yes, I can confirm that because artwork, no, all
there's
over.
A documentary.
Yeah, documentary of the first 30 days. Yes.
Hey, I take it.
Look, governance is about accountability. You have to be accountable to the people. Say, to me, I'm in 30 days, this is what we've done with the power.
I think why?
Yeah, 4 years, so just every 30 days.
We should wait till 4 years.
No problem.
Every
30 days, okay. But my issue is,
I think
you have dropped charges against me. Why didn't that feature? And I knew your achievement.
Oh, Attorney General, no, Bizarro.
Ejiba, Bizarro.
Because this is one of the things that has disabled our collective fight against.
Obi, please tell Atik that there is a monitoring and supervision unit in every department. So having one to check progress of work is not out of place. In defense of the task force. Obi, Honorable Vondi is using Forest Bureau private speculative rate in 2024. But today under John Mahama, he is using bank rate commercial. Let him quote today's Forest Bureau. Or see quote today's Forest Bureau rate for the dollar to the city. The bright all the way from Shira and another way. Obi, good evening. Recruitment after election is nothing new with both NDC and NPP, and always in bad faith. It happened in 2016 when my friend's status was regularized on December 26th at National Security. Our problem is highly attitude now. God bless our homeland Ghana. S.O. Ewo Lejokuku and Odiwe Aba. Obi, is it, please explain the revocation for us. Is it revocation pending investigations? I don't think so. I mean, fortunately, Yensak had the exact letter. Office of the President, revocation of appointment and recruitment made after 7th December 2024. Consistent with the government pronouncement in relation to near end of tenure appointment and recruitment, I wish to bring to your attention that all appointment and recruitment made in the public services of Ghana after 7th December 2024 are not in compliance with established good governance practices and principles. Accordingly, all heads of government institutions are hereby requested to take the necessary steps to annul any such appointment or recruitment and submit a comprehensive report on the actions taken to this office by 17th February 2025. Your cooperation in this matter is highly appreciated. Signed, Honorable Julius Deborah, Chief of Staff, and it's copied to all heads of government institutions.
Then there's no room for
we will be uncoffee. So, recruitment, yes, shall say Juno.
Yes, I believe you have to let them as out
I think you start any other business. Yeah, no, tell, sorry, Enco. Oral plus.
Or their Chelsea or their Cassivi.
Oral plus. Nolly prosecution and your make account.
Look,
quickly.
Media. I have said it, and my utterances on oral and air public.
But before that, let me congratulate Dr. Tanko Rashid Computer, Deputy Director Elections and IT for the NDC, and they are known as the acting CEO of GIFEC, Ghana Investment Fund for Electronic Communications, and that's for him. And let me also commend. And Benghazi for pictures no etoso emame and the technical committee set up to draft the legal instrument and legislative backing for gold board no or more estate on public consultations and into omushia the various civil society organizations. It says the Gold Board Technical Committee, led by the acting manager, the pictures no ena ewohono.
Who is the acting manager?
The acting manager, the acting managing director of PMMC, Sami Jemfi, leads that particular team. They held a productive engagement with key stakeholders in the gold industry today to solicit their views on the legal framework for the soon-to-be established Ghana Gold Board.
This Gold Board,
National Association of Small-Scale Miners, Concerned Small-Scale Miners, Chamber of Mines, Chamber of Bullion Traders, Jewelers and Gold Dealers Association, CSOs in the extractive sector, among others, and about this particular meeting. We are told, sir, it was quite fruitful conversations in the course.
This whole idea of setting up a gold board, there are so many questions around it. But the Oral. Obi.
I think brutal.
Oh, you're brutal.
Brutal, yeah.
Like I said, my utterances on the importance of a body like Oral there, public. Not me for super.
Okay.
What did I say? Because look, you cannot say the perception of corruption had increased in this country in the last 8 years, and some of the Newmana and Ekoso that gave rise to sa perception. Some of them were obvious. Ebimu were subtle and all that. We saw how people were taking, state lands and so on and so forth. And there were also allegations of how people are ferrying monies, out of the jurisdiction and so on and so forth. Enti media bibisa no na yadia mifuaso. Now that they are done with their work, but I felt the focus should not just be on only appointees of the MPP.
Of the MPP, okay.
Because you had NDC people who were also in government. Government is not just the executive.
Yeah.
The legislature so and now you were NDC for Omo. And I have credible information to the effect that some of them profited from the sharing of state lands.
Sure. Including the Boteman lands.
The Boteman and the civil aviation lands. Yet you change to send to no. And if oral Juma, it should be universal, it should be holistic. But when you narrow the scope, it begins to create a certain impression. And that impression is not helped also by the fact that immediate, as for your Attorney General, the first mission of our office was to drop charges against all former NDC appointees. It does not it doesn't excite confidence. It doesn't encourage me.
Despite all the reasons they've given.
Which reason?
In fact, we are told, sir, for the first time, and this is information of fellow Squacho for Sudema, and for the first time, the AG will be holding a press conference to give reasons, case by case, why the charges were dropped.
You see,
which does not normally happen.
That because it's an abnormality. This is not normal. And you expect me to support you to fight corruption? You expect me to support you to ensure, say, Nyawuye is going to protect the public purse? How? Let the courts decide. Say the case the AG is an office. It's not an individual. If you come and you meet your predecessor's work, let the court tell us, say, Jumana, the pursuit was needless, was fruitless. Not for you to, and you see, the target was just only NDC former appointees. Is he telling me, say, there are no similar cases involving other people from different persuasions? Why didn't you drop those? So once you do this, it makes it difficult for some of us who want to see you succeed and want to see, say, the public purse is protected. It makes it difficult for us to identify with your pursuit. When you oral report, now you are dropping charges against people who have been accused of having raped this country.
Yeah, but in opposition, we all knew their positions on these trials. The charges against these people were trumped up, they were contrived, they were just born out of political persecution.
Let that be proven in court. Is that simple? Is it not? Why do we have a democracy? This is not a totalitarian regime and an autocracy.
But applying for nolli prosequi is part of the legal process.
Very well. You see,
in fact, it is part of the powers inherent in the
It is not every tool in the tools box that you use. If I have a tools box, there is a spanner, there is a screwdriver. I want to loosen a tie.
Yes.
Now my cost for screwdriver. Say a screwdriver, all right. I have the right to use this in my tools box. But once I use a screwdriver, it's not going to get the tie out. We want to fight corruption, and you are telling me that one of the options available to you as an AG is to exercise the discretion of nolli prosequi. And you are exercising it on your members. What do you think is going to happen to the fight against corruption? What you are telling others is say, look, you can rob this republic. But when the opponents come, they'll start a trial. And knowing that criminal trials can travel years, will drop the charges against you. You are not, what has happened? You are emboldening people to engage in acts that are treasonable to the interests of this country. Say, because look, I'm not sure, say, even though I had issues with the way MPP went about the fight against corruption, the morale was low. Yeah. In fact, it was technically non-existent. But nevertheless, people only prosecute acts and allegations of corruption only when the other is in power.
Yeah.
What has here? Yes. But I think if you are really committed to changing our cycle, it's not a good showing. And yet you have gone to receive the oral report. And oral report, like I told you, said the scope was limited or was focused largely on opponents.
Yes.
And there is going to act on it too. So if I'm reconciling the two scenarios, say the first official work was to drop charges. Then the second is to receive oral report. Now he's been charged to work on it and retrieve 2 billion. However, they came to that
21 billion.
2 billion.
$21 billion.
And you see this simple.
That be dollars.
But how they came to that figure is up to them.
Have you heard what the WO has said?
Yes, I've heard it.
You see,
that figure requires a bit more auditing.
But he is the principal auditor on that.
Who even suggested that figure?
Who you talking about?
Values, amounts of process of alleged corruption. Sometimes, and just straightforward, and for them to have come to that, figure of 20 billion, look, that's a lot of money. And the age is expected to act on it. What has here? But those against whom charges were preferred are Okodropi. Ebimu involved Sika. And Sika. Why would, if you were convinced that this case had no merit, why wouldn't you allow the court to say so? Because he had traveled a certain length. Uba, your first act as an attorney general was to drop this, and you expect me as an ordinary Ghanaian to support you to come after others, even though I believe that Ebimu looted and robbed this country, but you, the principal, you can say crusade, what am I doing? Because it is easy for people to now say, this is witch hunting.
Yeah.
And once that comes into the conversation,
we lose the fight.
We lose the fight. What is here? Mika Ora Asemi, I spoke about scope. Now at the vetting committee, issues came up, very important issues that involved one of the architects of this Ora. In fact, the principal architect,
the chairperson of the committee.
Forget committee. He is the architect. The Ora was adopted from his nomenclature.
His concern act.
And yeah, some of them I actually identified with because some they were received to show. So he coined this nomenclature Ora. But there were issues that require a great deal of clarity. And if Oral is minded, I think they should have included him in their report. He should have been he should have recused himself for the other members to go into his case. Obi, let's be realistic. Airport Hills is a high-end area.
Very high-end area.
In fact, that's the qualification, very. And the operative word here is very high-end. Look, Ukotnaho, rent. In fact, those who even own houses there, who say they pay them surface rent. Apart from the water assassination, who's that Trianhuka? That tells you how expensive that area is. A mere MP, because in the last 8 years, also he's been there for the last 8 years, and he has been a mere MP. 1 year, you might be a Mati, I've heard people say, you see, when it sues them, their wives are taking care of them. When it sues them, they are the men of the houses or of homes. And me, there are so many questions that have been unanswered with respect to accommodation. In the first place, we need to even know the particulars of the accommodation. Is it 3 bedrooms and 4 bedrooms? How much does it cost?
All of that is necessary.
You see, we are trying to Oral. Do you know what Oral is standing for? Operation
recover all loot.
Good. And loot, meaning Tibrofu Bibri. Una Yevanda, Waku school come loot as a I would extend loot to even cover an end income.
Yes.
Who is Kabia Wanyan Wejuma is an end income. In fact, an end income is a source of corruption. Now, and Oral is now extended to just not Uncrofwa, who are alleged to have taken state lands. Now he has grown to cover all kinds of things. Now, so Obi a mere MP. The salary, I took the report of the last emoluments committee, and they will tell you how much, over the period, the suggestions are and the recommendations are, the previous ones have made since 1996. The current one, they are entitled to 19,000.
19,000
for the 8th parliament.
Yes.
What is it?
More rent allowance and so.
One of
20,000 first. No,
sure.
I remember in 2009 it was a one-off payment of 20,000. Minimum if it has changed.
No, you check now.
Yeah, it's changed.
Yes.
But in 2000 that we are talking about. 2009 all the way. It must have increased because of inflation and so on. But sika bumbia like because of sika we there.
Sika na enyano entimi rented dan Easter baby akwa na Airport Hill.
Mekaba. Enti yemve no nka ho. If you are earning 19,000 and mind you
know where I live.
And mind you live in Airport Hills. And mind you,
a businessman.
No, I'm asking if he's living in Airport Hills. Because if your salary,
live close to Airport Hills.
You see, or no, so a businessman now. Yeah, besides say, what else do you do apart from being a member of parliament? Obaka just says he does a certain business.
Yes.
If your salary is 19,000,
was that MP and wasn't engaging in any other project?
You can write to the speaker.
You can write to the speaker.
I know quite specific professions and just any business.
That's right.
And a privilege I am lawyers, no near one. A privilege of lawyers now.
If you get you 19,000, Obi,
yes,
and you are living in let me say 3-bedroom house in Airport Hills, the minimum you pay, the minimum should be between, and this is a conservative figure, between $1,500 to $2,000. That's the minimum.
There's no 3-bedroom house airport hills.
Was it rent of
And
$1,500?
No, I'm saying
the
this,
minimum.
this is for Joe Lenders, but I'm saying let's use a conservative figure.
Sorry.
15,000.
Boss, time ago.
In 30 seconds.
15. Oh. I take a serious exception.
Not mind him.
Me better how be say me make us one as one. When you see Kasa do one fan say to football.
The exchange rate and 15.3 there, but that's the average exchange.
15.
Let me even use your 15, which is not true, but let me grant you that. You are paying 22,500 a month, which is way more than your salary. And every rational consumer will not want to spend all his income or all his earnings on rent. And I dare say a man called Saito. And when you know your questions are, or I should have been interested in.
Okay.
And Nyoma bebre yama orally jumana ko ebibi ewo. And I am saddened by that.
On arrival.
Unfortunately, but I am sad by the fact that this might be
another
what I say, hammy. Because at the end of the day, age attitude leaves a whole lot to be desired.
But the fact that Nolly Prosecution has been filed in one case doesn't stop the AG from going after other people.
Did you listen to my preamble? Did you listen to my preamble? I said the very minute it starts coming, and the majority of those in the oral report, only MPP for
sure,
and those are related to who are aligned with the MPP. What I say? The very minute starts coming after them. What do you think is going to happen? So we are dropping charges by idea. And my final appeal to the president and to the agent is in the spirit of transparency. Oral was founded on the
accountability, transparency,
on the stone of accountability and transparency. They should make the findings and the report public. There's no harm in doing so. Say Ejinu is going to act on it, it won't stop him from doing so. Let us know what they have found. What I say. But in the absence of that, anybody who would accuse the AG of witch hunting or dip him because you are dropping charges.
I'm dropping charges. Very well, I take. Honorable Naminfa.
Medase. Me kra me ni se kasa bebre.
Okay.
AG Mami Mwana Baso. Professor Dominic Ayeni.
Dr. Dominic
Akoritinga Ayeni.
Yes.
Waya dear. Na se cases are adahwache a be 8 years, a be 7 years, a be whatever years, no. Nyamiadum Menua ba ye. When we say baby a political prosecution and there are no substance in whatever it is that they are claiming. So Atuforcing, for example, Dr. Atuforcing, the finance minister, need the say appeal court cra aquetino. Anna Bibia make a baby says, so we are attorney general. Now so you have all the state institution at your disposal, all the state security agencies at your disposal, investigative materials and agencies at your disposal. Now so would you nipa ba court? Na nipa no di bim now appeal you are useless.
Oh, wow.
Because you see, you had everything to prosecute the person.
But they were prosecuting them.
Oh, I say, maybe. Oh, let me finish.
Also, you had everything to prosecute.
Give me the chance.
That's not how the law.
Now wait till me are prosecuting the panwa. They went to me and evidence. Be artists on it. Accused persons. No could do comments or more. Or quite over fast or the prosecute or more. Meaning, still no appeal court. I see Minia a branch and a jan and one corner baby. Once I saw a copy Supreme Court. I feel say you are just wasting our time. Ain't no a branch by Washen Yamam near office and your papa where you are Munina Saminia are somewhere in a again, it does not stop him from going after other people and also filing same knowledge prosecutor for other people. And ain't no sa ora Samia be look, Menia. Or ni adi kitikiti bio. See something, say something. And akuja to ablakwa ene ne nkrofo woman hunu biribi no ma kan biribi ati kunso hunu biribi a can be or man one year enemy. Report to Kujato to the security agencies are there. You can report to them. That is your choice, so that we can investigate him too. Because analysis now, eto asumu anameboa. Say eto asumu. Me MP ni bi meboa. Inti minim sika me nya free MP adwuma num. What you say? Na say dia walking. Say nipa no hwe area no otie, dan be no otimu ahe no otwane ade no. Of course, on say so if you come after somebody will come after you. And this one so one who bribia. Fetu dwane nyina hwehwem. What do you say? Inti what ye ya? His Excellency John Dramani Mahama sama okan oba Cape Coast. Nani abeda Cape Coast for us no. Ye nyina yati obi asama okan ni say aba ye di boteshi no. Eno an ye di bebo ban. Enti no wo appointment ene no. Wo mo hwe hu say se wo di sika na so e de enya ye mfa nchewo nka so ye NDC ni nti. So for me, this is His Excellency John Dramani Mahama who is fighting corruption irrespective of the party color you're wearing. Enti me no me feel say wo mo aye dede sabi nya dede wo mo kasa fa okujeto abla kwade e ho no. They should bring the evidence out. They should also take a step. I believe sir it will work. Number 2, onim asese Ghana fo nyina ye hunu se bibia ye duro no asese ye pause ne ye drink oman ho kakra se wo hwa asase ye ton $500,000 and I know sika ye friend $500,000 I know minim sika kro
wo hu bi da wo hu
na onipa etimi di 10,000 Ghana ekoto asase a and can be me a ton $500,000.
Yeah, but you've been told, sir.
Now what down?
Land commission a ton a buying such a ton at commercial rate.
But not
if
at
you
that.
Don't use
but not at that. But
for
not
land commission transactions.
Not at me maybe sa land commission. Asase epese me to be da. Tona me nyantoye. Again, eno nchire say e kwambe na se me nyano on fair basis enye se me wia minto. I'm a Ghanaian, I will. But the point is, who share price a yebo mau any idea ye Kenya menia aban aden se otumi ton asase or cantonment 40,000 Ghana cedi asase anka obetumi aton $1 million
or even more
menia tio I don't have a problem when people make properties, but I think that we should make it well. Ain't for me no MPP for bebre wawa ade ekoso yo ho omo ho son onfra no mpo no ebisa ne berebi mpo me kase me nua o timi nche he odidi a obedidi obeda
NDC for GB.
Hold on. So tear me. I don't think say oral report no I think me ndi ni say wa kenkan ni nyina
me kan bi
me kura me me so me nyankan bi ye inti until say yensa beka no ni ehunu say ade no omodi target party back ma na say eye 1 year afa aban asase nyina and I want to believe say eye 1 year afa aban asase nyina wo man fa no kwampa so. Once that is the case, why not war support it? Inti no hwe enema ni bi esisi no enya asem ketwo. Inti ya mesre
aban asase o man fa no kwampa so no. The challenge now is say on the evidence of how much the person parted with to the Land Commission, a basis for saying say transaction no enye papa. The challenge now is say you will not find anybody awaje asase from Land Commission at the commercial rate and in I expect.
The point I'm making is say
it is not there.
The point I'm making is say
obia ono kwaji free Land Commission and ono eton omo the ton at commercial rate. If you are using commercial rate, then we'll go ahead and revoke Obia waje asase free Land Commission Obia.
The American say
Obia we $3 million from us.
The American say oh fancy asase a ton $1 million commercial rate.
Yes.
Now say Land Commission.
Yes.
Would demand at least $200,000 ampoa.
Yes.
Now commercial rate $1 million ampoa. Obi nkantia se kakra nim. Na asase ye ton bi abe $1.5 million. Na a commission wakoton 42,000 Ghana cedi. Abba na yehwe mu anipa no oto yenso a or you be a politically exposed. Would you raise an eyebrow?
But you know also say a lot of the state land.
What do you say?
In fact, 80% echo individuals and companies or many politicians.
It's true.
And to the mature say, the
the target were politically exposed.
No, the point I'm making is
in the minority.
no. There were a lot of private persons. They had moved into government bungalows or moato, and they were going to demolish about 50 of them and Crofia stop them. These are private people. The fact is that it is not about the individual who bought the thing. No. It's about the condition. What you say? And then to know for me, and I make up you me. Say say commission and Thomas as it is a commercial rate. I agree perfectly. Into no fancy no commercial rate impo. Aye $1 million. Na si ye chemu miensa no wetua ba ko mpo a. Senke ye menua. Na mo masase a sebi lunch money $42,000 Ghana cedi. Now the koto asase ye turn $100 million $1 million, which of course today $1 million is 1.5 million Ghana cedi. Really? Oh my God. I feel say yes hwehwem and I think that there's a concession I feel say is good. Ebi mu aba so asase we ye ton ma me bo say, but let's do the assessment. I'm ready to pay up. What they are saying, it's fine. If we are Ghanaians, $1 million Ghana for 15 million, right? 15 million Ghana cedis, 1.5, 15 million Ghana. Look, Ghana for eto Ghana sase etna soa me humfa mfumso bi e wo so. Nemum say ya de no na me bo hold on me see me nyanto bi I say ya giska no e say jeans ase ni nya me see ma me wi me di manu si o me di manu si me di manu si
and let them pay the difference.
No, maybe my for manunsi. Listen, assassin someone yekin. Assassin someone yekin. Me medjuma ba ko ameye. I radia tum. Mama nsa come on. Exactly. To minimum assassin someone yekin. And then woman me assassin 1 acre. I will cantonment. Ade amede be ye no. Me hu ohia bi omu da. What do you mean no? Inti minimum de aye friend assassin I will cantonment 1 acre minimum de kro. And intino, so wonipa no asase no, unless say it is earmarked for something to benefit the entire country. What you say? Na se wa fadia abantu meji manie repossession e manie Number 2, se emfa nsa asase na e wo ho no. Ayade aban peso woton wa mpa na come lands commission aton wa. Let's look at it. Si emfa nsa ade na $1 million, $2 million. Na mo wa kwatua 20,000 Ghana cedi. Let's look at it. Look, unia asasi wenu aban peso oton wa yetu market price here $2 million. But unu government net one ma ye be ma $500,000. Ubetimi etua, when tua ya di ya ade. Then we move on. What do you say? Another model is intino say ya ne sa ebebo anya sa Another model is even private individuals or mujijin sasi. Look, anya say aban ehia sansasi no. Look, government they will say unim say Bank of Ghana on base on modern. Aban sasia individuals got toy. They were the ones who sold it back to them. Let me give you a typical example. One who lands commission for Froya will I am part of Land and Natural Resource Committee. One who land commission new house for my building or third services here. It was a better trade. Say aban be mo asase wo pasase what you say okay mama wasase we nka sika wo de betwia yen no fesi ade we mayen what you say eno no say wo kovalu asase na edi ma no mpo na price ni so ampo a in the long run no infrastructure yenya awodan na nipa na sia mayen no so no eso but say wo konya asase a $2 million na say wo de kofa no 110,000 Ghana cedi a ohini abba
unconscionable contract
abba
which
criminal contract.
I mean intermediate oral no the American say don't go after people when you don't have any evidence, but go after you see we don't want to do witch hunting, but when there are witches we'll hunt them.
Thank you.
But you see me finally now media one say and the MPP. Well, the claim is that the guy even preceded MPP.
Yeah.
Yeah, one individual be a on person much chance as in far. No museo there are encroaches.
MPs, yes, Kabia, Kakre, we are the man, so I get track. I say, I'm going to MP for us. I think.
I know Kakaben and Motiaka. Menko.
Yeah,
honorable, T. Miss,
and
this is something that my advice to this government is to avoid that conduct. MPP 4 years. On person much chance as in. No one can say, oh, encroaches now as so. Yeah, we are giving it to a private Ghanaian. Onunko to a chance as you know. You be for his efforts. You have police, you have military, you have all the security agencies. What do you mean, Pam encroaches?
Oh, there is a company like that on one lands ministry in the world.
And it's a bogus, it's an unconscionable. There's no such agreement. Look, I was asking for such agreement.
But you know this issue came up.
It came up.
They're discussing the comprehensive.
And this is a warning to Abain Way. Say, enunema assassin chiche ya chichen descent toes ya ever enu. Say, you give it to a private individual to go and sack encroaches. That's the claim.
Now, that private individual. The Ghana Police Service is alleged hired them to even
it's all part of the scheme
from their land in Kaswa.
What be that? It's part of the scheme. It's part. You see, Ombe Chichensa Asina. That's what they
I'm
do.
afraid.
Then I'm useless. If you are police,
Ghana Police Service. Then I'm afraid.
And I make no. You see, Ombe Chichensa Asina. That's the scheme. So I say, who catch me say, Uncrofua who are clothed with the coercive powers of the state. You know.
Very well.
They need a private individual to go and fight for their lands. No, we are ya Chenibi. That's how they said that.
We knew say it was dead at birth. Meme kai say yemfia say kone because in Kofobia no woman no utimi na ewu dida. And me ka be say sometimes you know me apologize to the state and they Ghana for nyina ne maka krebia CC here commissions of parliament ya nyene maybe your parliament no but so come a senka bibi so ensi ya anka onobo kuje to black one ke vetin anwume 5 minutes am na sore koye ama de chi ye I veteran Ghana for Gomu who says anybody send on a principal hypocrite. I care business.
Attack on your colleague.
Tio
or your minister.
Oral on a care. Yes. Kokonsa. See, ahoya committee. Madam Fubakubi, Madam Fuskania, our bonnet bra, power you, and no Sadan who said concerning Ahoya committee, led by Honorable Kujuta Blackwa. Our senior Ahoya person, because the Ahoya committee, and say, Obiti baby in a Juma. What be in Juma is to release it, no. I will be in himself, Nipa way, or bonnet bra. Ose nadamfo any atik your politician in nadamfo atik ya dewe ya hwa atik wo interest of sabe ka frache nsem wa radio so ya mitimi kan sabe kan say me student politics wow aka sabe ka frache nsem hu we kan wen say ose onipa we nadamfo ni we enti no me hwa wo bi na wonji onipa ni permission obebe gira TV so na wakasem no television so and the pictures of the property na ache Ghana for na we offer chako put back on the chow o boko na ye nim ya pa chow ake ahoya committee kokonsa ora
oka kokonsa na
wrong I knew it you know when the chief architect of that project onutimi agree kokonsa ma o man peridi sajuma na man so onye no odi anim no ade chenye no na sem na beto dwa net say look at the way he embarrassed himself our committee no so because
you say him
everybody in this country saw it on television. Wow, set simple questions or answer questions no okakabo and
question about the
me no me enim me pesa meka airport hills asem no media minimum airport hills na media minimum fa property no kana me pese me ketia minimum some fast particular property I can want some. As a matter of fact, I know where it's situated. I know the beginning of the whole arrangement. Na kana me beka. And somewhere him. And we got to know from that meeting vetting. They say, sir, chief architect, oral, the champion of oral, or no can be kabi. Can't kabi oral hene. Kokonsa ake. Kokonsa committee
unyanga hiyo
tio sa nipa we eno no di anim me ka be si asem so ena me ka say wanum ene ye persecute or target politically exposed persons omo ye linked to the opposition MPP say kasemientia. There are other very high-profile politicians. Through this vetting, you knew he cried vetting way. Nobody forced them. Magia to say, to abang say, Safwa no tia. Ade Chelsea ka ora konfie. What is ora ko engage sango for kwa. Ora didn't committee no ma engage. Ona Butaka moment. Mutaka said it on television one day. So okay.
Yes.
Honorable.
Yes.
At
the time,
I am telling you, but they had the opportunity to do that. They couldn't. And I'm going to say, Ora, Ake, Kokonsa committee, Ora committee.
Why don't you say?
No, before. That's where the issue is.
Aviation lands, no aviation.
Oh yeah.
They bought this on cheap. They bought scam with the toy and make catch the choco. I know somebody who is in parliament. My former minister, he bought the aviation land, you know. I'm telling you confidence. He bought that land for a paltry 1,000 Ghana cedis again now 10,000. Let me catch you. And that person is a politician or linked to the government. Hey, when suffer with him, no, I'm not by this saying that justifying any action. Make sure say let everybody in this country, level-headed person who's a fair.
You are genuine, yeah.
Looters, principal and chief looters of state. Court. What clear agent? These are principal looters of state. You don't want court.
They are standing
alleged in court. Your preference case has been established against these people. And open defense.
They are still standing trial.
It doesn't matter. But they are still in court. They are still in court.
Yeah.
These are principal looters.
Alleged.
Principal looters. They have been cleared to go scot-free. Number say, I'm telling you in confidence, my brother. One of the people that I love and believe, as my me my father said somebody that I'm learning from in Parliament and Dr. Yini. We press him too much. Only honorable Bernard here for these are two NDC people. Me promise them, and I say to them anytime they be catch them. But I'm so disappointed in Dr. Yini. Sir, look at this people. Look at what he's doing. OG oral report. What's the end game for that report? To prosecute.
To prosecute.
He has been directed to even start the prosecution. Yes. And this is not a prosecution, witch hunting. As a matter of fact, he is going after political opponents. That's what they're going to do. Because there's nobody, I may say, Uncle Dr. Rashid Papo, under oath, sorry.
Under oath.
Or can't say we and they should have subpoenaed him to come and say what he knows about it, what he knows about, and even give them further information.
Oral did not have that authority to subpoena.
Yeah. But no, okay, let me just say sorry about that. Oral could have
almost show interest.
They should have invited him.
No,
they couldn't.
They
could have even
just at least show interest in his matter.
But Oral, unim the Oral for Mokeka said they couldn't. Well, they couldn't.
They don't have any legal authority.
They don't have legal. We don't know because they don't have any legal backing.
I'm trespassing.
They called a lot of people. Madam for not making us no. I call a lawyer. Call the person. Say Omra. And they forced. Come on, I'm telling you.
No, I think it was out of respect and Nipano call. Legally, they can't.
My friend, I'll take me uncle. I'll take airport hills. Uni muni pakra meka. Me never catch up.
Okay.
Omo call people to airport hill. Rambo style. Ekoi. Run them. Some I'm telling you.
Somebody is a private property.
AU village. Sorry,
AU village. Okay. Run them.
Run them. So,
but that's trespass.
That's the point of making. We came with military people. Who is the all right now going on with you? I'm going to say they don't have the right. They have. As a matter of fact, they imposed on them powers of money out Ghana because obviously one by led by the chief hypocrite of state. Almost say
now idea why we drawn you don't treat.
I've done that again. But me draw just a man can. But I want to put on record. Say the first man draw.
No.
I'm just saying that my draw. But then just a man can first as I'm married.
No, but you don't.
I'm just telling. No, but
me time as honorable.
Obi.
It should be revoked.
Last week. Obi, Abai, honorable and go for the enemy. We're kingpins. Wow. The one who is fighting to be part of
inflation.
Fighting me like a skin. Fighting to be one of the four. Let me think. No, I got four. No. Although he has worked so hard, and he's one of the good backbenchers. I don't know Juma. Just say four now, Kano. Me bomb pie man.
Say I was in the
four there, and yeah, me Kenya.
Madam Wase, Ekosiisen. We don't know for now, but no, I think sports. My
there be sports on yeah, Mumbi.
Youth, the enemy.
Yeah, money be
health and so my
health and money.
Ministries that were put together.
Omubenya.
As youth, you make it to last man can't that Orefield
last youth you munya
no last week because I say deputy minister be bobo nipa di man kaso mbebam back when they failure the next four no member two jail four never room no
but two
Ajman Rollins
Zaneto okay
member back all around Hanka
boka